Welcome.
You hit it twice.
Welcome to a magnificent journey into the past. This is medieval time.
Oh, the dragon's balls ablaze, and as I stepped into his cave, then I sliced his fucking cockles with a long and shiny blade.
I am she, the my deadly Mandalorian.
I'm a wizard. When we play, we go all night eating Twizzlers. Got my spellbook piled high. Learning new tricks. Shooting lightning to the sky. Roll a d6.
Her gold-spawned blonde hair spills past her alabaster shoulders like springs of honey mead. Her full, ample breasts are barely covered by a sheen of magical elven chainmail. Leather leggings hug her butter-supple loins.
I want to have sex with her.
So, you're walking through the forest and... What? At forest? We were in a dungeon. And what about the evil wizard who was zapping everyone? He's done. What? He's done zapping. Now move along. So, you're walking through the forest. Dungeon. Okay, dungeon forest. Whatever. You're walking along. And you're walking...
But that's a burden you choose to bear when you can bend the very laws of reality with the power of your imagination. That's a gift to be respected and feared.
He was 10 years old when his cousins introduced him to a game, Dungeons and Dragons.
As I was killing things, killing people, animals, the more I played Dungeons and Dragons, and the more I got involved in Satanism.
I'm telling you, these people are Satanists. As I sit here, they are Satanists. Look, the world is full of these kind of things. Look at this. Black masses, mutilations, mutilation. It's still real to me, damn it. Once they get in here, it's over, pal.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
I love it.
Man,
so much.
I wish I could get that thing to click. Every time I try to click the second video, it just doesn't go through.
Well, it was.
We'll get it by the end.
Pause.
One
Cool.
minute.
So how's everybody doing tonight?
It's Friday.
Yay.
Good Friday.
Yeah, we had
Friday.
we had 10 people in the chat a minute ago. We're down to 8. I guess we lost them with the intro there.
We got some more
They thought that
people.
was the whole show.
You knocked him dead.
See who we got here. We got Kid Collector already
That's
here.
it.
Copy 801. What's happening, guys? Lady Sith Lordly. Actually, Lady Sith Lordly is loving the Tenacious D, I see. Wesley, you're always here,
Leslie's always here.
which is good. I'm always on his show, too.
He helps us set up the equipment.
Damn it. Cool. Who else we got here? Anybody
Got
else?
Johnny
Johnny,
Rosado.
what's happening, man?
Copy 801.
That's right, the Very Gary auction tonight.
Very Gary. Cool. All right. Yeah, so we do have roughly 7-8 people, I guess. Then all right, well, tonight is the big night. It's a wrap-up for the Star Wars RPG we've been doing for the last 6 weeks.
Wow, has it been 6 weeks? Is this
Yeah,
episode
this is
6?
the
Yeah.
6th episode.
Jeez,
Damn.
man.
That makes a winter go fast.
Is this part of the new Star Wars canon now? Are we part of the Disneyverse?
It's not part of the Disneyverse, but it is part of the official canon.
I mean, I think the question is Disneyverse part of the official canon?
Oh,
No,
And
where does
where does Doomsday Clock fit in?
Right?
So, plan for tonight is we're going to do a wrap up and give this thing the ending it deserves. And then we are going to fade into 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, which everyone has expressed a lot of interest in, even people that aren't necessarily playing with us, Sith Lordly. Although I do hope you come and guest sometime, man. So
Yeah, I'll be like the mailman who delivers the scrolls from the wizard temple. Come get your mail.
yeah,
Bring
Sean
up
Miller
the
will
chat.
probably pop in here in a minute if he's not already, and I know he's gonna be playing with us too. So we're gonna keep this going on Friday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern, and we're also going to be adding Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern, which I know that works for Caroline, that works for Jeremy, J Spark Citron for now. It worked for Nola, it worked for Phil, and Lewis said he might even be able to do one every now and again. But otherwise,
Even
you'll-
Lewis.
on Fridays.
Big surprise there.
Will that start this Tuesday?
I was going to ask you guys how you guys feel about it. If you guys enjoyed it tonight enough, we can roll right into Tuesday if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know. Nolan's answers. If we did this every single night of the week at 6:30, Nolan would be there. 5 nights.
Every night, but most nights, maybe.
All right, and then after we wrap up Star Wars here, we're going to do a session 0, which, hey, there's Sean Miller right there. What's happening, man?
There he is.
Yeah.
Hey, Rupier, I got to give a big shout out to Sean. He sent me some wonderful AOK things today that I'm going to show on Spine Ticks tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, what a great guy, this guy, Sean.
He is. He AOK'd the Power Pack kids hardcore too. So.
Fake IDs.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's cool, dude. So we're gonna do a session 0, which when I asked around about interest of that, hardly anyone knew what that was. Phil got the gist of it there, but basically a session 0 is when you're starting a new campaign. You want to sit down with the players and you want to set expectations both for the players and for the DM and what the game is going to be all about. So with that said, we're going to go around the table here, the digital table, and starting with Shadow, you're going to explain who your character is in Star Wars and what you're up to and what you've been feeling.
Okay. Well, I am Shadow Rabid. I am a former stormtrooper, demolitionist who went rogue and has been bumming around with these other interstellar criminals, getting into all kinds of shenanigans. I don't know exactly what my mission in life is at this particular juncture. Just there's a lot of resentment towards the Empire. I believed in them, and then found out they weren't all that great. So
they were lying to you.
I couldn't believe it. But,
bitches.
All right. Well, moving right along, J Spark, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
I am J Spark Citron, the 10th clone of a engineer. These Kaminoans, they got away from their planet and started a new cloning colony on some random planet, and been traveling the world with Captain Blackpool and or not the world, the galaxy,
the worlds,
the
mini world.
We got this crew together, and well, I made it back to my people, and that was kind of my whole mission there, and so I've been helping everybody else. That's about it.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll be hearing from K Spark Citron later.
Is that a threat?
I think that's a threat.
All right, Nola.
Let's see. My guy has been, to borrow from another universe's phrasing, a leaf on the veritable wind. He is just kind of floating through the galaxy in search of good times and adventures, and hooked up with these guys in a very unlikely diner. And now I just blow up TIE fighters. That's what I do.
Dang. All right. Well, Captain Blackpool.
Captain Blackpool, flying the Black Pearl. Kind of a smuggler, pirate, badass who doesn't really like commitments. His good buddy J Spark is all right, but somehow Blackpool has adopted these stray dogs that have kind of, he fed them once and now they won't leave, but they've grown on him and have proved to be great companions. And, all along he's searching for Kara 3000, starting to grow back the rally beard here. So Kara 3000 won't like that at all, but, that's what you got to do. And that's about it, man.
Will Kara 3000 make an appearance on tonight?
I don't know.
Oh, not on screen. Kara 3000 is a behind the screens type of bot.
Bot, like literally a bot.
By behind the screens, do you mean under the desk?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody likes
All right.
that joke. I think Guy Ford
Caroline.
started it.
I still have not picked a name, so we will just call me unnamed character number one.
You're just Caroline, I guess.
From episode 7.
Caroline Afro.
I am a Torgruda assassin, essentially. I grew up alone on a planet. My father was a foreman of a battle droid factory. And they came to get a power core, and I had them take me off planet. Long story short.
Right on, yeah. So you got a big achievement right off the bat then by just getting off the planet.
Goal achieved.
Yeah.
Life goal
achievement
achieved.
unlocked. All right,
Everything
Johnny
else-
Page, tell us about yourself and what happened last time.
Well, I'm Johnny Fage, and finally, after a long campaign of escaping tyranny and agents that made me want to sing Phil Collins songs, I finally was able to break into my label's headquarters, secure the rights to my own music and creative freedom, and with said royalties, give Captain Blackpool the money that I owed him and the team for rescuing me in the first place.
Appreciate it.
You're all rich.
Steak dinners. Yeah.
Yeah. Private concerts for everyone.
All right, so where we last left off, like Johnny Fage said, they made a daring escape out of Coruscant with the royalties that have built up in Johnny Fage's account all these years. And they took a swing by J Spark's colony, and they picked up Caroline, who's now adjusted herself to extraplanetary life. And they are now headed toward the planet Ord Mantle, which I'm sure Sith Lordly here is familiar with that planet.
Yep.
Ord Mantle is a planet that's primarily casinos and junkyards. It's like a galactic junkyard, but there's also a lot of swindling and all that stuff going on there. And they're headed back to get his protocol droid, Kara 3000, back, and then they're going to see what other adventures they might get into. So, would you guys like to plot a course, Base Park?
Would I?
Gonna roll a 2 now.
I'm gonna get this, break this dice in right here.
I'm gonna end up on Dagobah.
8.
8. Okay. Well, it's not exactly the quickest course, but we're going to see if Captain Blackpool's flying skills can get you there in 12
Don't forget your tech bonuses there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a +3.
Is it?
Or 4?
It's 4.
Nice. +4. So
Okay. Well, good news is you're not destroyed by Nebula.
Oh, thank God.
So as long as Captain
no case
Blackpool,
marks
you
are
can give me a
drawn
roll
from
there.
Was that going to happen at 8?
All right, you're waiting on my roll?
Don't tempt him. He really wants to play D&D.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious?
And
I don't lie.
What's your modifier?
Yeah, okay.
Well, he's not
I think with a 1, it don't matter, right?
Engines completely shut down. You're
Kick 'em.
floating in dead space.
Oh, no.
And J Spark has to go outside and make an exterior repair.
You really want K-Spark Citron in this?
Maybe now's the time to sing a motivational song.
All right, so everyone
Yeah,
clear
sing me
the
a
airlock
song,
area. And J Spark, you got to get into your outfit, and you're going to be going out into space and make that repair. So go ahead and give me a roll plus your tech.
Well, we're getting a song first to inspire me.
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Please be it.
No.
What happened
He's
to
a little
15?
pitchy.
I just
Little
woke up or
off-key.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got some phlegm.
He was trying to make up a new song and didn't go so well.
That's
He's
plus
got all
your
his
bonus,
royalties.
though,
It doesn't
Phil.
matter
Your
anymore.
bonus is 5.
Well,
Oh.
make it a 12 then.
12. Okay, so I'll give you a +1.
So
on that,
12.
Citron. You're
Okay.
feeling confident about the repairs.
Shoot, that like went into the crease of the book. Hold on. It wasn't a bad roll either, but
See what happens when you stop the digital dice?
all right. 10 + 4 + 1, so 15.
Wait, 10 plus 4. Wait, I'm sorry, you said 10 plus 4?
10 + 4 + 1.
Oh, okay, I was like, I thought you said 10 plus 4 is 15. I'm like, wait,
No.
oh, okay, yeah.
He's doing some Common Core math over here.
Yeah.
I'm adding in Phil's inspiration.
He's a clone.
He's been reading. He's been reading advanced D&D rules. Yeah, he's doing THACO over there. But all right, so so that was very successful. You know, it gave you a little trouble, more trouble than you expected, but repairs are done. You climb back into the ship, and you guys are off to Ord Mantle. And you guys come in, and this isn't like a heavily guarded planet or anything, so you know exactly where you're going, Sith. You know, it's not a problem landing there. You know, you land in the, spaceport that's not too far from the pawn shop. Who's going to stay on the ship, if anyone, and who's going to head over to the pawn shop?
So I want to go to the pawn shop.
We're going to get
Let's take a
the
walk.
protocol droid, right, from the pawn shop?
Yeah.
So
you
thus
have to go.
Yeah, I'd have to go.
Yeah, this is definitely your time to shine.
I'll stay.
I'll stay with Nola. I mean, Alain.
Alain.
So the 4 of you were going to go?
Hey, by the way, we have a
wanna
Todd Calder in the chat, who I haven't seen before. So thanks.
Todd Calder and a Diane also.
Diana Weaver, a Todd Calder.
Who is Diane Weaver? Yeah.
Todd says that you're sending Diana into PTSD and they have to leave.
Do they work for the Empire?
They're spying. So the 4 of you are going to go to the pawn shop, and Nola and Johnny Phaedra are going to stay on the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so you get to the pawn shop, and when you walk in the door, there's stuff everywhere, right? There's just everything you can think of. And Captain Blackpool, you look, and when you walk through the door, the guy behind the counter goes, "Uh-oh, I didn't expect to actually see you come back in here."
Oh, that rat bastard. He sold her, didn't he?
Well, I tell him, you know what I'm here for, and I expect it now.
And I say, well, you took a little longer than I thought. Normally we have a 3-month wait on pawned items. And that droid, man, she's hot. So, so I unfortunately pawned her chassis. But I did keep her brain here in this terabyte. And you can plug her in and load her up on the ship, or you can put her in another droid. It's up to you. But as long as you got the cash, I've got the goods.
I, put my hand on the blaster and I said, look, I don't like this deal. And for your own benefit of your own health, you better give me a fair price on that.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you have her back for 3/4 of what you paid for her. Or 50%, what I gave you for her.
50% off. Or you're going to be 50% less alive. Complete.
And he says, you know what? I'm running a pawn shop here. Let's just do that.
All right. Then I pay him the credits. I take it.
So, yeah, you've got the brain
of
Car 3000. And I said you can put it in another droid, or you can load her on the Black Pearl. That's your options with that.
Or I could load it into Sparks' body, right?
No. Are there droids in the pawn shop that he could load her into?
There's some astromech droids and stuff like that, but
that'd be an interesting twist.
I
mean,
literally,
there's got to be, like an eBay of Star Wars where they have, very attractive fembots.
That's the thing. He at least had you in mind there. He kept the brain, but he sold the chassis with another program running in it.
Well, sometimes you got to upgrade the chassis. But I was going to make sure I get a good deal. You know what I'm saying?
Captain Blackpool, do you want to consider Sean's message in the chat about what can happen to the ship if you put her in there?
Nice.
If you vibrate the ship,
it makes the captain's chair vibrate.
Just got to put your quarters in.
The shiatsu helps the hyperdrive.
+2 on hyperdrive rolls.
Yeah. I mean, if it's obvious we're not going to find something that's appealing there, we just we take the brain that I paid for 50% off. I love making a deal like that, and go look on the eBay of Star Wars and find the right chassis.
Sure, but before you leave, Shadow, you're taking a look around, man, and behind a glass case, You're seeing some sharp-looking armor back there, man, that might help against some explosives, you might say. It might not blow apart as quick as Stormtrooper armor does.
Yeah. I ask him what the Mandalorian armor back there is going for.
I like the Mandalorian armor straight up. Well, that stuff's not exactly cheap. If you can come up with the other 50% that I just lost on the droid's brain, then you can have it.
Oh. How heavily guarded is this place?
The pawn shop?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Not very heavily guarded.
I'm gonna have to talk to my people real quick, but
gonna play ding dong ditch with explosives.
How many explosives do we have?
I have 3 last I checked.
Plus, he had chili for lunch.
I mean, and a blade from the lady.
You know, you do have a very stealthy person with you.
Oh, interesting. Well, I feel like I've already asked a lot of my crew, so that's probably more money than they're willing to loan me out, unless I can work out some kind of a deal to become a permanent ship member, a goon, if you will, on any future exploits we might have.
Well, Captain Blackpool already likes you, and I'm pretty sure if you're decked out in some Beskar, he's not going to turn that down.
Yeah, we need your specialty in this crew.
I mean, or we could, take a 5-finger discount on this guy. He did. He did chop shop up Kara, and that doesn't sit right with me,
Yeah, I wouldn't like that in real life. So
yeah,
man.
I mean, if we decide to shoot this guy, I'd be down for that.
I mean, you guys can create a distraction.
That's going to come up later in Sparks' real life trial. Like 20 years from now.
Oh, they just have a clip of him doing
that. Yeah.
Can we intimidate this guy to try to get an even better deal on that Beskar?
You could try to, but at this point, he seems pretty firm because he already lost. I mean, you can make an attempt at it. See what happens.
Do we all roll?
We distract him by pointing guns at him, and Caroline goes and stealths and takes it.
Sparks is onto something there. I mean, this place isn't super well guarded, but I don't know how much you're going to want. I mean, this is Bounty Hunter Central around here too, so.
Yeah, they know exactly who just asked for it.
Yeah, we've been up to some shenanigans.
We got the whole empire looking for us. What's a couple bounty hunters?
It was going to end anyway one day. So.
I'm
not at the pawn shop.
What do you think, crew?
Well,
ask politely to purchase this, or
do we have comms to the ship?
Yeah, you guys can hear what's going on. You guys it's like before where you guys are communicating.
Can I pay for it?
Oh,
you'll just buy it straight up for him
if I got the money. They helped me escape, and we're kind of one for all for one.
So
he's like, I just want to get to D&D.
Well, Johnny's loaded, so.
I can do the Star Wars equivalent of wiring the money.
That is quite an offer. Having never had anyone offer me something like that before, I'm a little uncomfortable. But I would pledge to you my services as a bodyguard.
He's a
he
double
needs
agent.
one anyway. He's Johnny Fage.
Johnny fucking
He'll
Fage.
fit right in. Yeah.
All right.
And covering up this mug might be an idea.
I'll autograph your armor.
If it means that I can get this, I'll just consider this that I gave to Captain Blackpool. We'll consider that even, and then the money from Johnny will pay for the suit, and nobody's blasters go off.
That sounds good.
So there you are. You're decked out in this awesome freaking shiny armor, man, and it can take some serious punches if you were to use some explosives.
So you won't hurt.
So now we can ice this fool and
now let's
take back our money. Got the goods and the.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, Shadow listened to some NWA before this, man.
Dang.
Well, I mean, I'm in a good suit, so I mean, I'm good to roll. So
Shadow, you learned from last time you dropped some grenades on yourself.
Yes, luckily we made it out of that one. So
yeah, make it out a little easier next time.
I mean, I'm pretty
Well,
happy.
I'm not shooting at you this time either.
That's right. We got lucky.
All right. So, do you guys have any more business here in Ord Mandel?
Can I search and see if there's anything that my character would want to take or buy?
Go ahead and
love
give
the
me a roll.
casino, man.
Let's see. It's an 18.
18? Yeah, man. Like you see all kind of parts and stuff that would be good for the.
Get some upgrades to the ship, maybe.
Yeah, it would stop it from breaking down so much.
Stop him from rolling a 1.
Plus 1 on all his
There's a
rolls.
brand new hyperdrive. That's unsusceptible to 1 rolls.
Yeah, no, it's not really a new hyperdrive. It's like the equivalent of like a cold air intake.
Take it. I'll take it.
It's a vacuumous intake.
It's a new muffler.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Trying to keep the ship from falling apart so easily on my low rolls.
All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, you guys got the money, so money's not a problem. Johnny Fage is clearly coughing it up.
We gotta pimp Johnny Fage's ride. You know,
Caroline.
That's true. Can I look around and see?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a 3, so that's not very good.
No. Okay. So you look around and you realize, man, the universe is a lot stranger than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know what anything in this room does.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, a large percent of it.
Hey, look at that! Professor finally made it.
Yeah, what's happening? Professor and Glenn 2K is still here. Copy's probably going to want to end up playing with us sometime. He's been in a lot of these. So if anybody doesn't have any objection, you guys are heading back to the Black Pearl?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys load up in the Black Pearl, and Captain Blackpool, go ahead and roll to take off.
All right.
Oh, God.
Sparks, go outside the ship again.
It's a wonder we survived.
So you're taking off, but it's a rocky takeoff because that plus your bonus is let's see, your bonus was 4 on that, so it wasn't horrible. It's a 9, so it's a rocky takeoff, and you're leaving the atmosphere. But shortly after you leave the atmosphere, on your scopes, an Imperial Star Destroyer enters the system.
Oh gosh,
that's not good.
I
thought we were wrapping up, man.
Does the ship have guns?
Yeah,
he's wrapping us up.
You utilize those well. And not only is there an Imperial Star Destroyer ahead of you coming toward Ord Mantle, but your scopes are picking up a ship coming out of the atmosphere of Ord Mantle behind you.
And is it clear that the ISD is there for us?
It's curious that they're showing up when they're showing up.
So can I plot a course out of here?
Yeah, we don't want
Go
to
ahead
be
and
here.
start plotting that course.
Have we made sure Kara's on that hard drive?
Well, we know where to go back.
That thing I bought, does that help at all?
What did you roll?
A 4.
Okay.
Plus 4, so 8.
You're trying to get this going, but the ship's computer is damn near shot at this point.
Damn.
I didn't buy new computer parts for the ship.
You
Damn
got the
Windows
brain.
95.
You got the brain.
Can your girl hook up and get us going?
You can try installing it.
Yeah, let's upload Car 3000 to the ship.
Do I have to do that?
Yeah, you're the engineer, dude.
Better not wipe the memory.
It's a 1. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
It's a 7 plus 4, so 11.
7 plus 4. Okay, so you're getting it in there, right? But it's taking some time. You're getting a buffering screen. All right.
And then it's speaking Spanish.
Yeah, it's going okay, but now
you're able to do the chair massages yet.
So that you realize that a ship is coming up fast on your scopes, and you realize that it is the ship of the notorious bounty hunter named Allstrands, who can never show his face on live stream.
The unknown bounty hunter.
Oh, we're gonna have a surprise guest here.
Unfortunately, no. Because
He doesn't chat. He just arrived.
Here he is watching us.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? One thing we've learned about Allstrands is he'll pop in, but then he leaves to take a smoke or whatever. So if we just keep flying, he might disappear.
So he's flying behind me, he's smoking. So he's got one hand on the throttle and one hand off. And so you realize he's actually been tracking you since Coruscant. And he knew that you're going to be here at Ord Mantell. And ahead, the Star Destroyers are launching 10 TIE fighters in your direction.
And all
4 of them interceptors.
Damn.
Do we know that he's been tracking us for like nefarious reasons?
I would say if an Imperial Star Destroyer came in at the same time he's pulling up behind you, that's probably not good.
Does he have any of his comics with him?
Can I distract him by showing off comics?
Yes.
He's cracking up in the chat, man. Because we talked like a week and a half ago about doing it. He's like, oh, man, every other week my old lady needs me or something like that. And here he is watching us.
This is probably the week that she doesn't need him. He could have hopped on.
What's the status on us hyperdriving out of here?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, okay, he's working on it, and he's trying to get the computer to load up, and it's taking time. Some of them TIE fighters are gonna be inbound in that amount of time. So Nola and a second person that wants to help shoot.
Yep. Y'all better get to the guns.
Yeah. Okay. Caroline. Yeah. All right. You're gonna try.
Caroline's got a bonus on blasters, right?
So
I have
Nola, I'm gonna give you first chance to shoot some
sniper.
Oh,
17.
Is that total or plus your bonus?
That's total.
Okay. So yeah, you vaporized a TIE interceptor immediately.
I got 14.
I am a TIE
I have
fighter
plus
killer.
5 snipe.
That's not going to work for a mounted weapon. But you still do hit a fighter and damage it, but it's not destroyed.
Ooh.
It takes 15 or more to destroy one, just to get like a little behind the screen information. Yeah.
How many things flying at us? 5?
10.
10.
Oh shit!
4 of them are interceptors.
9
now.
now.
He destroyed, and then Caroline damaged the normal fighter.
So 1 down, 1 damaged.
Yeah, Johnny Phage, do you want to play a song for these folks?
I was just going to say, I'm going to queue up, let's see, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
I like that one.
I don't know if that's going to help.
20?
Here's a little song I wrote.
Oh, man.
So
Okay, everybody's
24.
going to get a +3 on their next rolls.
Nice.
So, Blackpool, I'm going to need you to stabilize this ship and get it ready for hyperspace.
Please.
You get your ship flying bonus of 4, and you get his +3. Good thing. The 14. Yeah. Ship is stable. It's not ideal condition, but you've got it.
I did my job. Do yours.
Okay.
Hyperspace?
TIE fighters are going to be taking a shot now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them. So,
not hyperspace yet.
What's 1, 2? Good. 2 hits. Your shields are still holding.
Yay.
All right, and it is Spark's turn to try to get this fucker loaded.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
You get a +3.
It's a
Do you remember
1.
how the die wasn't rolling any of this number? Oh, yeah, we got it. It's a 1.
Can I
Did
just
he
go
put it in
eject-
upside down?
Can I just go eject myself into space?
So you rolled a 1, and here's the deal. Car 3000 is loaded up, and you're looking down at the screen, and she can type through text. But
It's now Carl 3000.
You've done something wrong.
his number 1 did that. No, unfortunately, that's not what the number 1 did. The number 1 got you caught in the Star Destroyer's tractor beam.
Damn.
Well, thankfully, I didn't kill your lady.
Yeah.
Good news.
Now we can all die together.
So this is kind of like Lando, with the ship, with his droid in the ship, like
Mm-hmm.
permanent fixture of it. So there is a tractor beam now. Now, you had used some concussion missiles before, but you did take a trip back to J Spark's planet, and the Kaminoans have reloaded your concussion missiles.
Better fire those bastards.
So no, but first of all, Nolan and Caroline are dealing with TIE fighters. Then you'll get your chance.
22.
Destroyed another TIE interceptor.
I got a 9.
A 9?
+3 for Phil.
+3 for
Oh,
Phil.
yeah. 12.
Okay, that's enough to destroy the one you were working on a minute ago.
Ooh.
It's like you were
Another
tracer
7.
rounding it, and you hit it a few times, and the next thing, then you got it. Because this all happened in like a matter of like 10 seconds, everything we just did.
You killed someone.
Or not
Yeah.
did.
Murderer.
Thrilling first kill.
You've changed now.
Gling2K says, how do you think of all the scenarios you control? I've never played an RPG.
On the toilet.
I don't,
Right.
I don't understand the question.
Well, how do you come up with them?
As you're going, like,
What's your inspiration?
So in this one, I didn't have you guys do an initiative roll because it's kind of all real time. But then the fighters came in, so I know that it was Nola and Caroline shooting first while they got the ship. Johnny Phage did his song. Shadow can't do shit. He's just putting on armor, hoping it protects him from the vacuum of space when they get pulled away. And then Jeremy was working on that.
and Glenn, he does some pre-work. He kind of has the plot kind of planned out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in general,
I feel like in the D&D you got more.
Yeah.
And he lights candles and does some yoga and puts hot oils on and thinks about this stuff in silence.
I don't do any of that.
I mean, that's the only way.
So anyway, so you guys did blow up some TIE fighters. We are back to Captain Blackpool. How about them concussion missiles? You have choices here, okay? You can try to knock out all the TIE fighters at once. You can try to take out the bridge of the ship, which is very hard to hit. Or you can try to knock out the tractor beam.
Let's do the tractor beam.
I vote for C.
All right. So I want you to give me a roll on that, and you do get your ship advantage on that.
Plus
3.
15.
Dude.
Plus 3.
Plus Johnny 3.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Then
go.
you definitely
18.
just blew the tractor beam away.
Stupid tractor.
Punch us out of here, man.
So now it's going to be up to Sparks again, unfortunately. So the tractor beam's off. The Star Destroyer is almost in range where it can fire at you. TIE fighters are still all around you. And the bounty hunter known as Allstrand is tailing.
Switch to dice roller, bro. Throw that other
How
die
does
away.
bounty hunters work? Is that like an honor system, or do we go to the highest bidder?
Oh, thinking outside the box, I see. Highest bidder.
I don't know. We got a lot of cash on board.
Just radio and be like, we'll double your bounty.
Are you going to try to run the radio?
Let's see if we
mean,
can hyperdrive out.
I'm just
Yeah,
hanging
try
out
that
doing nothing. So can I try to contact them?
Yeah. Since you're not doing anything
On
the
Tinder.
ship, you can make an attempt at that.
I would
Go
do
ahead,
that.
offer Allstrand some money. If he's still in the chat, he can answer you. I'll let him do that.
On the bounty hunter app. Hey, buddy.
Say, not sure what your going price is, but I'll bet we can double it.
Allstrand, if you're not smoking somewhere or whatever.
He's gonna watch the rewind tomorrow.
Yeah. So you got a few seconds to answer here. Will you take a payoff from the Black Pearl crew, or are you going to watch the stream tomorrow and you don't know what's going on?
And
He's watched every one of these. That's crazy.
Well, he's still in the channel.
And
Yeah, you can tag him.
to answer Glenn, yeah, there's a book for the dungeon master that keeps all of the rules straight and kind of makes sure that he stays online with what he's supposed to be doing. And then in the case of most scripted games, there's a module or something that they have that kind of gives you directions to follow. And then we all go by the player's handbook, and that's where we get all our stuff out of.
Yeah, this is a very much of a show thing. It's a simplified system to get people into it. It's Star Wars, so most people like it. But actual D&D has a lot more. I've got all the books around me right now. You'll be seeing them here in a few. So I'm going to assume that Allstrand is away from the computer and he's smoking, but his character is just like
Also gone.
yeah, his character's just like, man, I don't know if I could trust these guys. I know the Empire's money's good. So nice try, Shadow. I'd give you experience points and an inspiration point if this was D&D.
How about if I throw in an autographed CD?
That's a great idea. Allstrain has to answer you, though.
You trust Empire Records over the multi-Grammy award-winning artist, Johnny.
We are back to J Spark, though, who's going to make another attempt to punch it now that he's got card through. So now you can talk to the literally. What'd you
Lucky
get?
number 13.
13
All
plus
right.
the bonus?
Plus 4 plus 3 makes that 20.
And the ship goes into hyperspace in a random direction that Car 3000 plotted for you without you even paying attention.
Oh, shit.
To the Death Star.
And
Tijuana.
thus concludes our story.
Where we go, man? Where do we go? Season 2, coming in fall 2020.
He did like Futurama, huh?
In that way, you guys were either going to die or you were going to. Lewis, what he suggested was that we keep this thing hanging in the balance. That way, one day in the future, if we all decided to get together, we could do this if we wanted. Even if it was just a one-time thing. If it was just a one-time thing, 5 months from now or something, we could just all get together and find out what happened.
We could do like actual real character drop for him too.
Yeah, is there
Disney's
for
gonna
this
want
game?
the sequel.
Are there actual character sheets for this game? I mean, I know you were kind of doing this as an intro to RPGs in general, but
No, this Star Wars thing is just completely on a system that I use to teach people how to play, basically.
Okay.
There are Star Wars RPGs though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we know. I used to play one. My introduction to D&D was a Star Wars RPG.
I'm looking at 2 systems right now.
So if we ever wanted to, we could take it into one of those. Like,
If we wanted to, yeah. If you guys are ever
games
feeling the
with,
bug and we're all just chatting, then there you go, right there. But you plotted around Car 3000. So here's the deal: off camera, Car 3000 can tell you where the hell she directed you guys to. So
To the D&D world. His epic reunion with her.
To the D&D world.
I was gonna say Black Hole D&D world.
Can you take us into the Boom Studios world? So we can play the Boom Studios RPG?
Dang. Is that real?
Well, you could make it up. Right?
I thought you were being like serious. Like you got Power Rangers going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Power Rangers on one planet, something's killing the children on another. We
I mean,
got
that's just Wisconsin, so it's pretty normal for that place.
Yeah.
So let's do some final words on this before
Regular
we start with Sith Lordly. Since we did get 40 minutes of play out of the finale of this, I want to just do a round robin here of everybody, just like we did at the beginning, and just tell your thoughts overall on how you felt about the whole thing and how it was kind of just strung together, for the past 6 weeks and what you thought of your part in it. So we'll start with Shadow.
Hey man, I was having a lot of fun with this. It was I wasn't sure how it was going to go when you're starting us off, but I've genuinely enjoyed it. You let us in, you added to every story. I'm almost confident enough to go through whatever the hell all these Dungeons and Dragons stats are in a minute.
It'll get interesting, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, brother, I what can I say? I genuinely had a good time.
How'd you like the ending? I incorporated your idea into it.
I appreciate that. I was like, we're either going to go headfirst into the Death Star, or maybe you'll be. I was kind of thinking maybe you'd leave us off on a positive cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. I wasn't sure if you were trying to lead us to blow that pawn shop up and just await the armada that's coming for you.
Well, you could have, but here's the deal.
We could have done both.
I was considering you were going to do something, but I was going to have Allstrand show up there on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, J Spark. He's back there about to show us books.
No, I'm moving stuff on my desk.
Glenn's got a nice comment.
He's back there digging through a long pile.
Yeah. He's like 10 people in the chat. Let me show books.
I had some stuff.
Yeah, this reminds me of.
On the side. I'm trying to get some more room to put the playbook up.
You guys are the ones that brought up Boom Studios, so you can't blame them.
We didn't even say anything.
Ross Ritchie is coming into the game right now. Surprise guest.
I have a short box of just books to read, within arm's reach.
Is he following you guys on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He follows my personal page and
cool.
not my regular comic page.
Time to switch.
He's a creep.
Jay Spark?
I was like, sir, what?
I want to hear.
No, I felt good. I was like, that's cool.
You're one of the two people here who've never done a tabletop RPG at all. So I want to hear your thoughts.
So I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a good way to learn some of the basics of D&D.
Yep.
So that I wouldn't be completely blind going into real D&D. I mean, it's what got me wanting to do real D&D. So
yeah,
really worked out well. I like the story and how it's just completely like it's not set in like it's got to go this way. It's kind of
there's a general path that you can follow, but you can divert from it and change things.
Right.
It's more loose than what we've done here, though.
Yeah, and I mean we've, like you've said, we've come up with crazy ideas that you weren't even thinking we would come up with.
Yeah.
So no, it's been fun. I hope we do get to come back to it at some point. Kind of see where Captain Blackpool's lady took us. We didn't get just like.
And where's your hat, by the way?
I was wearing it earlier.
Yeah, it's throwing me off, man.
I don't think my hair is working very well, so it's a little hot in here right now.
Yeah, I see you got the slick look going on and everything.
It's
sure, man.
Yeah, it was 80 in here a little while ago. Oh geez, your hair got long, man.
I'll do the sparks look.
Oh, looking
I
good.
don't have that, man. We're going with this.
You turned into a fashion show.
Oh yeah, there we go. Noel's got it going too.
Dang. Uh-oh, Lewis.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Well, he's going for the full Erica Slaughter.
So Lewis showed me a picture of him back in the day the other day, and I'm like, damn, man, you were a Samoan back then.
Only in my dreams, brother.
He's straight up, man. He's like 4 or 5 shades darker than he is right now.
Well, I used to see the sunlight once in a while.
Yeah.
Right. Back in the before times.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, I'm like 4 shades darker and 40 pounds lighter. So, man, it was a whole different world.
Yeah, we've only seen you from the torso up.
Nola now. Nola, as someone who's probably the most experienced person besides myself and maybe Phil, and maybe Sith Lordly, what did you think about this for an introductory course for someone who's never touched D20 before?
So, most experienced other than almost everyone playing is what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. I know the three of you.
No, I'm just joking with you, Dan.
I know. Out of the three of you, I don't know who has the most, but I know you have the most recent.
So I really appreciate how much effort you put into setting up this whole system of kind of introducing people to role playing. Because it can be extremely intimidating when you just get this sheet with all these numbers on it and you don't know what you're doing and you're like a little flummoxed. So the fact that you've developed this sort of walkthrough to kind of like break people in gently, it's a really cool thing.
Cool. That's what I aimed for. So yeah. Captain Blackpool, aka Sith Lordly.
Yeah, man.
You're the one who wanted me to originally do something like this. You knew
That's right, on Spine Ticks. Yeah, we were, Root Beer and I, we'd always talked about role-playing games and stuff, and I said, it might be fun, like when Star Wars was going nuts, right? I was like, it might be fun to do a Star Wars role-playing game on Spine Ticks. And so we started talking about it, and, we were identifying, I guess it was going to be the panel, right? And I think most of you were on the panel. And but we just couldn't find the time to slot that in onto Spine Ticks. So I said, Root Beer, why don't we take this to your channel and make a dedicated platform for it? And you good folks were up for it, and that's what happened. It's been a lot of fun for me personally because I hadn't played an RPG since probably 2013 when my buddy and I are playing a lot of 4th edition D&D, and because those rules are very video game battle centric, like one battle took 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
He'd come over. Yeah, we would like do one battle for like 2 hours and then go eat. So, but it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I have some 5th edition books now. I've got, as you all know, I'm running Spine Ticks and PSA Tendencies. So, trying to be in a full-time campaign, instead of producing those shows is going to be a little bit limiting for me right now. So, but I'll definitely be looking forward to what you guys are doing. I kind of alluded backstage that I think what we're going to do is maybe even have a D&D roundtable, not a campaign show, but a discussion about D&D, mail calls, the FOC of D&D, right? Like I got a good buddy who's very tied into all of that. And just this week, he told me about all these variant covers for D&D 5th edition books. And I've gone down that rabbit hole. I think I showed you guys some of that. So we may be having a about D&D show.
That would be great.
Yeah, that will take less time for me than say like an actual campaign.
And maybe you could make a portion of that, like where people just talk about their experiences playing, like memorable things. I'm sure you have a slew of stories, and I know Phil and Nola would as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be. I mean, you guys know like the formula, right? Spine Tick's formula translated well to PSA tendencies, and that formula would translate well to D&D. Might be a smaller, audience that's into that, but hey, you got to scratch that itch. And, I was thinking like a good thing would be like, hey, what returned you to D&D? Like, what was it that got you back interested? And I know for me, like, although I'm not playing with you guys right now, I have started to buy this stuff. So like this game, for instance, and, you, Danny, kind of got me interested in 5th edition again. So, or D&D again. So that would be,
I got like the whole game, the goods and the bads. 5th edition, it just happens to it's rare that the current edition of a game that you're on just happens to be the one that most people have found robust, and nice. Whereas like those, as you were just saying about 4th edition, that was a dark time for D&D. Like they lost more players than they gained during that time.
It's funny because like my buddy and I, since we love World of Warcraft and things like that, we really love that edition, right? Because we like the battles, and like that was something I could play on my own, because sometimes, right, if you don't know people, in World of Warcraft, you have these instances where you do the same battle all the time. Here's the boss, and so it's like I can almost play D&D with myself with that formula with miniatures and things. But yeah, I think for me, like what I need to do is take a holistic approach to the entire history of D&D, because I love it all, and I can enjoy books from 3rd edition, 4th edition, 2nd edition without playing those systems. I can just buy the books, read them, appreciate the art. We happen to be in the 5th edition. Maybe there'll be a 5.5 soon, right? That's been out for a while. Maybe there'll be a 6th edition. So I'm kind of stepping back from being the player and looking at it only as the player, but like being a fan of the franchise and being a collector, like we all collect comic books and things like that. Just start to collect things I like about D&D, talk about D&D, show it in maybe like a every other week kind of show or something like that. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. The producer and me is thinking about that.
Cool. Yeah, I like all that. I'm really glad you talked me into doing this. I'm really glad you've been a part of it to this point. I understand you want to step back and not do as much screen time. I get that. But I really would like to invite you, even though we've talked about this backstage, I would like to do it live. I'd like to invite you to come guest play sometime. And in the future, if you ever wanted to jump in for a real campaign, the door is open. All you got to do is text me.
Hey, you know what? It makes me happy to be like executive producer, right? Help you get this thing started, find the people that like it. You guys, start this and do this for fun. And I kind of step back, and you guys all enjoy it, and I'll cheer you guys on from the chat,
Cool, man. All right, we're going to go to Caroline here, who this is her second time, and she's about to join the real D&D. You didn't get to do too much this session, but it was a wrap up, and you got to make a few choices. But what did you think about your first time and then the game overall?
I had a ton of fun. I like it. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I like the whole creation of the character. I think is a ton of fun too. So I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's play.
Yeah, and you're definitely going to be in on the Tuesdays, and then every now and again do a Friday, right? Probably. What do you think?
I can actually do like the next few Fridays.
Yeah, cool. So like 50 or 75% of Fridays.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered from what we said before. So yeah, it's very drop-in.
Typically, it'll be every other week, depending on what my schedule is. So like I work the late shift next weekend, so like I can stay up late on Friday and play.
Yeah, I think you're kind of like the polar of Lewis, where it's like he can do like every Friday, and then he might do some Tuesdays.
Yeah, I can do later in the night.
Yeah. All right.
In the middle of the campaign, or in the middle of a Tuesday session.
It's totally possible. All All right. Now we're going to go to the man here of Comic Talk Weekly, Phil Johnny Phage. Tell us about what you thought of last time, and you're bringing your character in and not really knowing what it was you were going to do with this random character we created.
Yeah, when you told me Phil Collins, I didn't think you were serious. But you were serious.
Oh, did you?
I'm just darn lucky I was familiar with his library enough to like say, okay. And thank you for never asking me to sing on behalf of all your audience.
All through the dice, man. You sang through the dice.
Yes,
Sang through the dice.
There you go. So that was fun. I kind of liked. I don't know how that happened with other players here or in the guest spots where you kind of. I got that you kind of directed our character behind the scenes, versus what we're about to start with the D&D.
Yeah.
I don't think you did much of that this time.
No. This was more about like the people who played last time are oblivious to what's going on, and someone new coming in is getting just a little bit of prod from me here and there. We might co-create.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, if I bring a guest in on D&D, then that might happen. But no, this is the next one is going to be, with the exception of your introductions, and it's all going to be based on what we established already in our character creation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then overall, I would just say, I thought it was really cool how you brought a diverse group of characters together. How we all kind of met each other and fell in I've talked about that before, and just fell in as the merry band of adventurers, right? But that made it fun. I liked that you brought guests. It was loose enough that you bring in guests for certain episodes, and thanks for everyone who played along.
Yeah.
And then I like that you've left it where we can pick it up again.
Yeah, it's there. It's a nice, neat, wrapped up story. But I will say, Phil, about going back to session 1 where everybody's in the diner, maybe you didn't notice this, but they met in a tavern.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
yes. Of course. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. The tavern is the perfect game master's tool.
Yes.
It is the ultimate meeting place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, we are closing the book on the Star Wars RPG.
Thanks,
We're coming
Glenn.
up on the 1 hour mark, which is neat timing. And we are going to say goodbye to Sith Lordly, and he's going to join us in the chat, hopefully, for most episodes.
Yep. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good session 0. Chat. Thanks for hanging out with us the whole time. Yep. Spontakes tomorrow. And
Yes.
I'll see you all from the chat.
Who do we got on with us tomorrow?
Our captain.
Root Beer's out tomorrow. Caroline has yet to debut, but hopefully sometime. The rest of us all are here. We're going to have, of course, Azor's Tiger, Hip Hops and me will be back with us. And Travis, T-Raps, Troy.
Cool. Sweet.
All right, guys. Good show. I'll see you guys from the chat. Have a good
Later,
one.
man.
Later.
Yeah, brother.
All right. Let's address this chat, and we're going to get down to some real nitty-gritty here, which I know you guys are looking at. I wanted to make that as good as possible. I didn't just want to say you guys blew up in space dust or something like that.
I'm glad we
How close did
didn't
we come
die.
to that?
Pretty fucking close. I could have done it when Sparks rolled a 1.
I mean, I thought I was dead in space when you sent me out to fix the ship.
I think you just said I like choked to death.
I thought you were gonna just have an asteroid just like pew, right through the helmet.
I was like, here comes
Just
the
perfectly.
one, and we're moving on to K-Spark.
So I'm going to go grab some water. If you guys don't mind, maybe, Jeremy, do you mind running down the chat and acknowledging some people?
I'm also gonna go grab water.
Yep.
Excellent.
50 seconds.
Who has joined us? We got with us still. We've got Wesley's Comic Collection, Sean Miller, Lady Sith Lordly, Glenn 2K12. We've got Sith Lordly's in the chat, and that's about it. Recently, I think Professor left because he had to go. He's doing his own D&D right now, also.
Yeah, I got 12 people watching. I know at least one is me.
One's me.
10 people watching.
One might also be me.
11
One is not. One is not me.
Hello, 2 of us.
And we got Phil in the chat and Sparks Comics in the chat.
Tell you
you
what,
have a really satisfying conversation with yourself this way if you wanted to.
Right? Oh, look. Hey, look at that comment Sparks dropped in the chat.
tell you what, I'll do a call out to this since we're about ready to play Dungeons and Dragons. This is what we all went out and pretty much got, right? We all got a copy of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the player's handbook. Cover price of $50. Go to Amazon and they sell it for what, around 35?
It ends up when I got it, it ended up at like 30.
Okay, even better. And then I was there today, and because I bought this on Amazon, they're showing me all kinds of D&D stuff in my suggestions. But if you do a search for, I think it's Dungeons and Dragons collector set, you'll find this, the Monster Manual, which is the same price as this, and the Dungeon Master's Guide, which is a lot more than this, along with the Dungeon Master's screen, all in a slipcase, and it's the foil logo edition, all for under $100. It's like 90 something. So it's a good way to get all the books if you're really curious. But if you're just starting, that's all you need.
So Caroline is not back from her water yet either. So we're at the 1 hour mark. That's awesome. Everybody's ready for this. When she gets back. Yeah, water break, Lady Sith Lordly. That's funny.
Can I ask a quick question about my sheet?
You can ask 100.
I'm looking at the very center of page 1 where you can write the name of your weapon, and that's damage on the far right then. But in the middle column, attack bonus. Where do we get our attack bonus?
It depends on if it's a strength weapon or a dexterity-based weapon. If it's a melee weapon, you get it from your strength modifier. If it's a dexterity-based weapon like a bow or something like that. Or for rogues, a lot of your weapons are finesse weapons, is what they call them. That also uses your dexterity modifier.
And you add a proficiency in if you're proficient in that weapon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was that was a good question to bring up because I think you said something different when Lewis and Sith were making characters.
No way.
When I was making a character, because
I have to do my sheet. Okay.
I put my quarter staff, aka it's a broom, as like just in case I needed a melee, just in case. And I have attack bonus listed as -1, which I don't even know what that came from. Because I have a strength of -3.
Plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so -1 is correct there.
Yep.
Okay, because I am proficient in quarterstaffs.
Yep.
And then my damage type, is that still just 1d6 or is that 1d6 -3?
It would be -3.
Okay. All right, I have it right then. It was just, I think the way I heard it when you guys were saying it, I was getting confused.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, you don't want to be hitting anything with your broom.
Nah. The most I can do is 3. The worst I can do is -2.
That basically the melee stat on that is for if somebody jumps right up in front of you, that's your best option to try to defend yourself. Which is not a good option, but it's all you have.
Right.
It's better than what we in fist fighting.
I mean,
Or
also,
just-
what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. I was going to say curl up in the fetal position is another good option.
I have Firebolt as a cantrip. Set them on fire in close range. What could go wrong?
All right,
I
Caroline.
went with mend.
I've got a question.
I took your suggestion. I went with mend.
Nice.
It's raining mend.
If you've got, so I'm a dwarf, so I have skill proficiencies in athletic and intimidation. I also chose soldier, which has the same skill proficiencies. Is that doubling up on those, or should I choose something different?
It does not double up.
Okay.
If you want to maximize your skills, you would want to pick a different background than soldier.
Yeah, because then you'd have 4 spread out instead of 2.
Okay.
All right. Is there any more questions about adjusting your sheet before we get into the pitch yet?
I don't think so. I don't have any.
Sometimes it's just a matter of just tinkering once you get going too. I mean, you'll find your way.
Can I continue
It's
to
more
tinker
I'm
with
just
that
gonna
background
forget
later?
about things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not going to be necessary for tonight. Just try to get everything before you start leveling.
So that's what I realized I'd forgotten was all the stuff I get at level 1 rogue.
And most of the stuff, and a lot of stuff doesn't kick in until we start hitting level 3.
But expertise was the main one that I had like glanced over without paying attention to it.
Yeah, that one's kind of important.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, shouldn't have done that. And I just got
Wes says he's excited to learn about the world.
Hold on, I'll be right back again.
So everybody start getting your erase marks dampened off of the sheet.
I printed out a stack of blank character sheets for probably all the recopying.
I'm throwing this character out, creating a new one. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be right with you guys.
So when Caroline gets back, look, she's back.
Sorry, I spilled water everywhere.
All right. So I am going to do a share screen here in just a moment. And we're going to do a little slideshow.
Ooh.
So what this is what's known as a session 0. It is technically not session 1, though it can bend into session 1. And usually what you do in a session 0 is everybody sits around the table and you create characters and you hear from the DM what to expect of the game, what to expect of the world, player expectations, like what I expect of you as players and what you can expect me to do in the game. We've already done character creation, which is a good idea to do for people who've either not done it for a long time or never done it before, to make that a separate session. But if you guys are all experienced, then we could all be doing this right now. So I'm going to
time when we all die.
And I want you guys to let me know that if you can see this. Let me see here.
There's the sound
Can
of
you-
furious clicking.
Can you see that?
Not yet.
No.
Yep, here it comes.
Yep.
All right. I won't be able to see you guys for a minute,
That is.
but we're going to go through this here. And you can ask questions along the way, but at the end, there'll be plenty of time for that before we do anything else. So campaign expectations, setting, D&D fantasy realm. So generally speaking, it's going to be the world that's been established by Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons & Dragons, which we are playing in the 5th edition rule set here with homebrewed house rules. So basically what that means is there are rules that are altered by me, and they are simply using 5th edition as a guideline. Magic in this world is uncommon, but not rare. I've talked about this with you guys a little bit, that the best way to describe it would be not as rare as, say, Lord of the Rings, where magic is not that common in the world and only very special people use it, but also not as, or I should say it's not as well, I guess not as uncommon in that. And then, but it is more rare than, say, a world like Stardust, where a regular person might be using magic from their kitchen cupboard. So you're not going to see magic just flying off the handle, right? The average NPC in this game is a level 0 person who probably knows nothing about magic.
If you use magic in public, does that draw attention?
All right, in-game populations. Humans are the dominant race in the world. I'd say somewhere around 70%, 65, 70% of beings you encounter are humans in this world.
So we're all red. We have none.
That'll make it even more interesting. So elves are the second most common. They're anywhere from 20 to 30%, you know, depending on this. Some of this would depend on region.
Elf Squad.
What's that?
I said Elf Squad.
Yeah.
Got 3.
Dwarves would be the next most common. Somewhere between 10 and 20% of the population, also dependent on region too. You can go to places where almost everyone's a dwarf, and then you can go to towns where maybe, hey, a dwarf lives there. Gnomes, halflings, and half-elves, which half-elves are the breeding between, humans and elves, are somewhat common. So it's not out of the question to see one, although, it's kind of rare. It'd be kind of like a person from, say, Africa going to Japan. You know, like it's not exactly a complete unknown, but it's rare. Tieflings and half-orcs would be the next, somewhat rare, where it's like people know about them, but they generally don't see them. Tieflings are like a demonic race kind of a thing, and half-orcs are, of course, a breeding between humans and orcs. And then finally, merfolk, centaurs, aarakocra, etc. Those are largely dependent on region. So you might see one or two out and about in the world, but depending on if you go to a region, you might find an entire civilization of centaurs or something.
What's an aarakocra?
Aarakocra are like bird people.
Cool.
Yeah. That's just an example I give. There's actually many others, but those are
that was the only one I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. All right, slide number 2 here. What I expect from players. Number 1, have fun. It's the first rule of D&D, literally in the book.
I'm out.
All right, well, fuck
Damn
you.
it, can you hurry up?
All right, guys, we're done.
Only when you roll a d20.
All right, respectfulness. I have no question in this group that is going to be that you're just going to be respectful. I know you guys will like that, but it's just one of those things that you have to be said. And I don't have any reason. I wouldn't choose players I didn't think were going to be like that. Patience. Even the best of us can get impatient. I know I have both as a DM and a player. I'm not going to lie about that. It happens. All right. So just try to understand that sometimes we have to dig into the book. Sometimes another player has to learn things about the character. It just happens. Lightheartedness.
Oh, that's cool.
What's that?
That's the aarakocra.
I'm showing a picture of an aarakocra while you're talking.
Ah, okay. So lightheartedness would be you still really realize it's a game, and there should be a certain air of lightheartedness to it, even though we want it to be a long-running thing and it's going to be a certain amount of seriousness, but you still got to realize it's supposed to be fun. Refer to rule 1. So number 5, that takes us to role-play seriousness. In game, I do want you to take it serious, and I want you to play your character as your character would be. I know Lewis has joked around a little bit, like saying, "Oh, I want to blow everything up," and all that kind of stuff. And that's fun to crack a joke like that every now and again. But like, you want to play your character to your character, right? So, what players can expect from me? Fairness. I try to be as fair as possible. So with that said, like if something doesn't go the way you want it to, or you think it could have been done different, then we can talk about it later, and then I could make it up to you in game with something else. Like if it just came out to, hey, I don't think this is fair, rather than stop the game and making an issue out of it, we'll talk about it. And I trust me, I am very fair. I will do something in the game that will make up for where you felt you were wrong. Number 2, individual attention. Just like with the Star Wars game, I will go in with each one of you, and I will make sure that goals that you have for your character are achievable. You still have to play the game, but I will give things to you on an individual basis. Number 3 is orderliness. I like to run the game very orderly, so I don't want this thing running off on tangents. It's fine if we joke and laugh about something every now and again, kind of like how we went in the chat the other day on our private IG chat. We were talking about X-Men and all that kind of stuff. That happens, but let's try to make best use of the time and keep it orderly. And then number 4 is final authority. When it comes down to it, the purpose of a DM is to make a decision, right? So I am the ultimate and final authority on everything that is decided, but refer to rule number 1 with that. It's going to be fair. And if you feel like it's not good, what happened or how it happened, we'll talk separate on IG or in a private video chat, and I'll make it better for you next time, keeping in mind the decisions. So I'm going to stop right now and ask, what can I do to make all this clear or better? Does this all make sense to you guys?
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Caroline, I don't see you nodding because I can't see you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You might have been. Phil?
She was flipping you the bird. You couldn't tell.
Chat when I get back.
No, yeah, that's yeah. Those should all be give me's, but it's nice to like just review them.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's the problem. Is a lot of session zeros either don't happen or don't cover these things.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Kind of like, things on labels that seem obvious. Well, they're on the label for a reason.
Right.
Okay. Metagaming. Keep it to a minimum. It can happen subconsciously. What metagaming is basically your real self can learn things about the game that your character wouldn't necessarily know. You need to do your best to play your character as if you don't notice it. Does that make sense?
Like something going on with another character that's really out of our range.
Yeah. So the example I gave the other day was if Caroline's falling in a ravine, there's no reason Jeremy's character halfway across the world would know this and go do something to try to interfere with that.
I'm going to cast teleport. Oh.
Yeah. So, but it can still happen subconsciously. Like, it really can. Like, even me DMing it, I could accidentally even slip something out there. So, yeah, metagaming, no matter what, it does happen a little bit. And there's some planned metagaming. What we did with the Star Wars game was metagamed all over the place, but it was for fun, right? So rule number one is fun. So I like to say there's a exception to every rule and there's a rule to every exception.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We might come across something where I might pull Phil aside or I might pull Nola aside and we try to plan some kind of event together in game that requires metagame. That's fine because that's still keeping the rule number one. But generally speaking, you don't want to do it. So murder hobos, you aren't one, so don't do it. And what that is basically if you're playing your character as you have no home, you have no life, you have no family, you have no fear of the law, you're just going out and just killing everything. That's not realistic. That's not what this game is. This is a living and breathing world. There are consequences to things. You wouldn't want to play that way anyway for very long because it's not fun. So yeah, you want to take it serious, and the answer to everything is not killing something. That, in fact, I was talking earlier with Nola about this. This particular campaign is probably a 30% combat campaign, so it's actually going to be significantly less combat than the Star Wars one. The rest of it is going to consist of exploration, crafting, role playing, a huge emphasis on role playing, mysteries, figure it out, who done it, stuff like that. Your character's personal goals. So the answer is not always to smash stuff. Now, if you're a barbarian, the answer is to smash stuff more times than not.
Sometimes
but that's
accidentally.
after we've tried everything else.
Yes. But that doesn't mean you don't walk into a tavern and I have an NPC walk up to you and you kill them immediately. I will punish you in game for something, and the punishment will be according. Refer back to Rule 5 on Final Authority there. Alignments. The way I do things with alignments, you can start with any alignment except for chaotic evil. Though it could become chaotic evil. The reason for that is because chaotic evil characters are not capable of not doing the murder hoboing thing. The one time I ever let anyone play a chaotic evil character, their character could not participate in a party, and rather than root that person from the game, we had to change their alignment and do something different about it. I don't think that's a problem here. We've already talked about it, but I for the sake of the stream here, people in the chat, I can't see what they're saying, but I know Wesley's watching. It's just not a good idea to have a chaotic evil person on the party. Now, if you pick up a sword from the stone and pulling the sword out turns you chaotic evil, that could be a whole plot device. But you don't start games that way. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. And last but not least, this is more fun than anything. But before you guys comment, I want you guys to get ready to message in the private chat to me. And those watching in the live stream, I want you guys to participate too. I'm going to show you a scale that I call the intensity scale. And this is going to be a scale from the lowest intensity to the highest intensity that I am going to dictate this game. Okay? So the reason why I want you guys to type it in the private chat is I don't want people coming after you if this game ends up too gruesome or too whatever. I don't want them targeting you. I want them to target me. All right? So here's our scale. Number 1, My Little Pony. Meaning we run a game that is no more harmful than My Little Pony. All right, number 2, My Little Brony. It's got a little bit of edge to it, right? There's some talking, all that. It's not exactly My Little Pony, but it's My Little Brony. Number 3, Animaniacs and Rocko's Modern Life. Yeah, you can watch it when you're 8 or 10, but maybe you shouldn't have. 4, Beavis and Butthead and Stripperella. All right, now you're starting to talk a little edgy, and it's apparent at this point. Number 5, what most people expect from a D&D game. That's honestly about where it ranks, slightly above what you'd find in Beavis and Butthead or Stripperella. And number 6 would be like South Park and Superbad. All right, you're cussing, you're using vulgarities. There might be drugs. Number 7, Guar music videos and Tarantino movies. All right, it's pretty all out at this point, okay? You're talking blood, guts, cartoon violence, cussing, drugs, and sexual situations. 8.
Yes, please.
Well, we know where he's putting 7 and up in the chat.
I know where he's aiming for. It's
so number 8, heavy metal, as in the magazine, not the music. I know Phil's a fan of that. And George Carlin, the comedian.
Right.
So that's kind of like, okay, the vulgarities are pretty extreme at this point, and the innuendos. Number 9, Passion of Christ and Schindler's List. We're talking full-on brutality there, and we're talking things could even be dabbling with racism and all that sort of stuff there. And then finally, number 10, XXX movies, hentai, and What's the Matter with You? You're playing D&D.
Hey, you might want to log back into this screen real quick. Like, we lost Phil, so he might be in the background.
Yeah. Danny, check the private chat.
I am. He can still hear that, though.
Yeah.
He's in the backstage because Johnny Fage commented. So,
all right. So, can all 5 of you put something in the private chat? And those of you watching, Sean Miller, Sith Lordley, Southern Comic Geek, I can bring that back up so you guys can see that. And Phil, did you catch most of that?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. Let's just keep it. So that was part of keeping it lighthearted, right? Like, I'm serious, like the scale is real, but it's still fun, right? I'm just joking around for the most part. So let me do this share screen here. And
shout out to Southern Comic Geek who joined us.
It's like everyone's basically on
Southern Comic Geek is the man. Let's see here.
He says, roll the die.
Roll the die. If you roll anything less than 18, you're arrested.
Sam Kinison level, bro. Awesome. I love Sam Kinison.
I'm guaranteed arrested.
Okay. So
the violator, Sam Kinison.
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do anything within these 2 because it's too light. Unless we were going to do a straight up brony campaign.
You would get more followers that way.
I'm also not going to do anything quite these.
They have a movement.
So 9 and 10 are not going to be within the range. Now, the reason why I still want you to comment is because I want to know what level you're comfortable with it elevating to, because this is a sliding scale. This will still, believe it or not, this actually will influence the idea in this game. I'm going to average you guys, what you guys put in that private chat, and I'm going to maybe even factor in a little bit of what I see in the overall chat. So I would say generally, I run it about here, 5 to 7. That's general. All right. There's definitely F-bombs, there's blood, and there's sexual situations.
Dave Chappelle.
But we don't go full on freaking Jenna Jameson, and we don't.
Oh my god.
And we don't do Twilight Sparkle.
Those aren't pillows.
What would a 20 out of 10 be?
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to check the private chat.
Is this something awful?
I was joking with my 20, by the way.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is roughly. Let's see. We got Caroline. We got Noah. We got Johnny. You guys still have your Star Wars names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we change
our names yet?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do whatever you want while we're doing this part. So.
I guess we can.
Yeah. So okay. All right. So it's looking like, from what I'm seeing in the private chat here, it looks like we can keep this game right around 7 or 8, and everybody would be pretty happy with that, which is what I like to do it as. I would tone it down a little bit if you guys were averaging a 6, But yeah, so that will have an impact. But checking the actual chat here, Sparks is starring in 50 Shades of Grey stream. Let me go way back here. Let's see. So we got, I don't know if Lady Sith Lordly's still watching. I'd like to see what her number on that scale would be. So Sean's wanting to go pretty far out with it. Well, Wesley's like, yeah, bar music video. Wesley, did you put I'm looking back, I don't see. Did you put an actual number on that? And Wesley, by the way, if you want, man, you are welcome. I can send you that slide. You are welcome to use that for your campaign or session. Because I think it's a good skill to go on. She's playing Pokemon but listening. Okay, so Pokemon, I'm going to say that she's wanting to keep it around Brony level then, if she's got Pokemon.
But which Pokemon?
But then she's married to Sith, so
that bumps it automatically to Beavis and Butthead.
At least.
She's probably playing Pokemon Go.
All right. So that was a fun way of doing it, right? I mean, we start right out the gate lighthearted, you know. And we know what our boundaries is. That I can say fuck you, and I can say there's blood, and I can say she's naked.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right. Nola put 4 in the chat, so I got to grill that in.
He voted 1. Hold on. Come on, man.
He's wearing pasties.
Number 1 with cosplay.
His 1 and my 20, averaged it out to that 7 to 8 range.
Cool.
With everyone else's numbers. Yeah.
All right. So that all said, do we have any final questions? And is everybody interested in dabbling in the world tonight? Is there any objections to that?
Let's dabble.
We're only at 1 hour and 20 minutes in, so we're still ahead of the curve here. We can introduce this world.
Ahead of curfew?
Ahead of the curve.
Oh,
curfew. Oh, curve.
Not for my cat. She's knocked out.
Speaking of curfew.
Yeah. So does anybody have any more questions that might be relevant to the game itself?
No.
Probably, but not at the moment.
Probably not in the moment. All right. Well, now I'm going to refer something that is really cool. This is something Nola found, and I think you guys are really going to like this. And tonight, you guys won't have as much impact on it, but over time, we're going to start using this little feature more and more. Let me get this going here. Let's see.
Southern.
Ta-da!
Hey!
Adventuring school?
Yes! So
I already went to wizard school.
This campaign is a campaign that I created that revolves around an adventuring school. And it is designed to teach you both how to play D&D, the real D&D, full blown, and also
Wait, this is what I'm listening to right now in podcast form.
What?
It is.
What's that? I couldn't hear.
The podcast I'm listening to is about students in a school.
Oh. Well, I assure you it's nothing like this. Because this is a tried and tested campaign. I ran a group to this for almost half a year before.
Nice.
So
I'm very excited to see this.
Yeah, so this little program, don't focus so much on the map right now, focus on the program. This is called owlbear.rodeo. It's a free tool for dungeon masters. And what's great is to see that you guys can see the arrow moving, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See this here? If I hit add, don't do it right now, but you guys can go to this link and it'll let you move around and you can grab your little pieces and move them around the board.
Oh my god.
So eventually we're going to rig this up to where we're going to mirror it so everybody sees it, but you can have it on your own device. You don't have to do share screen. We only need one up at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys will be able to move your pieces around and know where everything is in real time when we're in a battle situation or a confined area.
What's it called
That's so
again?
handy.
It's called owlbear.rodeo. I sent you the link to it the other day, Phil.
Yeah, they're asking in chat. I'm going to quickly. Oh, can I drop a link?
Probably not. Let me see if I can find Bear dot.
So if you go to YouTube and you search WASD20, that's a D&D channel, and he did a whole thing on it. So if you just kind of want to get a look at it and how it works, he does a really good walkthrough of it. So
I'm going to drop that screen for right now. But basically, this world, the campaign setting, revolves around an adventure school, and you all are level 1 adventurers, meaning you're ready to go out in the world and you want to learn something. You heard about this school, and you're like, this is the way. Like, if you want to find your path to treasure, to power, to fame, whatever it is that you're looking for, that this is the place to get started. You want to enroll in this school, and you heard that the founder of the school was experienced adventurer who more than likely can show you the path to what you're wanting in life. So it is in this town called Northridge, which the little back, I don't have a way of pulling it up, but the banner behind you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen that. I don't know how to pull it up where it's just you without taking you guys out of the stream. But that is a good visual reference for this type of town. I want you to imagine like a Western frontier colonial style town, right? Surrounded by woods, log houses, that sort of thing. And the picture here in the background, you can see is two adventurers standing on a rock looking over like they just arrived in the town. Like these could potentially be students they just arrived there and they're about to go find the school, right? So we're going to start off here with Shadow and Nola. You guys heard about the school, and I want you to explain your characters, their relation to each other, and you're arriving in the Northridge by carriage. And the carriage is it's a taxi, basically, and it's taking you to the Northridge Adventuring School. But go ahead and explain to the other players in the audience who you guys are and what your race and class and everything is.
Okay.
Lewis?
So I am a mountain dwarf, barbarian, and we're still working out all of my background, but I believe I've had a falling out with my clan, and I'm out in the world, resentful towards the orderly nature of the dwarven clan that I came from, and it's very duty bound, and I feel that because everyone was unable to answer questions in battle, we had a pretty horrific experience. Everyone got murdered, and I followed orders, and I resent that now. So maybe I told off the clan elders or something, and basically not quite exiled, but sent out to see if I can find my way back into the clan one day.
Okay, Nola.
I am Alain Fireforge. I am a cleric of the Forge. So my whole existence is about creating weapons and armor and that sort of thing. And I am also Lewis's slightly older uncle. And it has become my job to kind of rehabilitate him and bring him along on my adventures as I search for
serious feedback right now.
That's not feedback. That's snacks.
No, I'm hearing like your voice too.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I don't know about my voice. I can
hear your voice like 3 times.
I don't know.
Go ahead. It's fine now.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I am a cleric of Moradin, who is the creator of the dwarves, the god that created the dwarven race, and it is my goal to create a weapon and armor worthy of him. I am a very weird dwarf. I am completely bald with no beard as it continues to burn off in my forge. And I wear a pair of very steampunky goggles.
That's great.
And I wear very, very heavy armor, but I wear it very well.
Okay. So you guys are pulling up. So you guys are heading in this cab, basically. It's the carriage that's taking you, and you're going through. You arrive in the city of or town of Northridge, which I should have had my note pulled up. I can tell you here a little bit about Northridge. Let me scroll here for a second.
Lost my writing implement.
Sort of, Sean.
Write everything with
Type it.
All right. It is located in the Wooden Mountain Village of Northridge. Population estimated between 300 and 500, including students at the school, which can also vary in number. So you guys can get an idea of what a size, say, 350 person little village is, right? And you're heading down, and at the end of the village, opposite of where the carriage came in, you see the adventuring school. The road kind of winds a little bit, slightly out of town, and you see like what's like a wooden fort. Like if you can imagine, like Colonel Custard, you know, that sort of thing, like 1800. Wooden fort, 4 guard towers on each corner, and you approach the gate, and 2 guards come out. And they already know what you're here for, right? It's springtime. It's about maybe 2 weeks past winter. And that is the most common time for students to come enroll in the school. Now, they can come enroll all year round, but that is the most common time. And the 2 guards come out and they say, "Halt, who goes there?"
I am Alain, and this is my nephew, and we are here for adventure.
Well, adventure shall find you within these walls. And
well, it worked out great then.
Yeah. So they invite the 2 of you in.
Sweet.
They invite the 2 of you in, and before the doors shut, though, down the road there are 2 elves that have been walking for a very long time. And they know each other, but they don't know each other super well. I don't know. Maybe they know each other better than I thought. But they met each other on the back alley streets of the city of Waterdeep. And they were 2 individuals who were typically up to no good. But when they found out about this adventure school, they knew that there might be a hefty bounty from learning the ways of the school. So they decided to team up and travel. And that would be Phil and Caroline, Bean and Thalia, I guess. You guys want to say something about yourselves?
No.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Shall we assume we met up on the road?
You guys met from the back alleys of
yeah, we know each other from home.
Yeah.
You guys know it. You guys were both like, you know,
together.
You guys were basically pickpockets that were working together. And when someone told you about this school, you guys have been traveling a long time because you did it on foot.
And it makes sense that we would know each other. We're both urchins, which is an official thing from the player's handbook. I don't know. Do you want my personality traits kind of down the road? I wasn't sure where you were going to throw me in, so I didn't do much origin-wise.
The floor is yours. The way Lewis and Nola just did. You guys can kind of tell us what you want us to know. Maybe describe your appearance like he did.
Okay. I'm an elven rogue. I'm in just basic leather armor. I try to travel light and move quietly. As a result, my clothes, I don't know, camouflaged or dark. I prefer to work in the night or in the shadows.
Pause.
Yeah. I think because I grew up learning how to hide, I was going to say Waterdeep was full of military, who kind of hate us street urchins. So I grew up learning how to hide and stay quiet, and that just kind of carried through to my older years. So I don't say much until I have something to say. Did we lose someone?
Uh-oh.
I'll
Keep
going
going.
here.
I
He'll be
told
back.
you he's hard to keep and deal with.
Yeah, ultimately because of the way I was brought up, when I see oppression from the man, I try to step in. It's hard for me to leave that alone. And because I grew up on the street, I donate my plunders to deserving orphanages and/or clergy.
Noble.
And please don't eat loudly around me. That's all I'll say about that.
All right. And does Thalia want to comment?
Yeah, so it could be Thalia. I had Talia or Talia, but that's fine.
Oh, that's fine. It's however you want to.
So she is 5'2" and 90 pounds. She is very small. I went with blue skin, silver eyes, and blue hair. So the backstory is my parents were killed in a robbery, very tragic, and I had no family to take me in. So I grew up in an orphanage, and once I aged out, it was basically steal to live, pickpocket, and hope you can get by. And then
It's
that's
a
where I got
hard
with that.
knock life.
Apples are my favorite food. I am left-handed, but I greet people as though I am right-handed. So I guess technically I'm ambidextrous.
All right.
And I don't like heights.
Are you sure your name is not Inigo Montoya?
Have you ever killed anyone before? Or are you just a common street thug or thief?
Just a common street rat, just pickpocketing, like stealing food off of carts and stuff like that.
Okay. So you have an edge of nobility, kind of like Bean over here, and that's why you guys might have been drawn toward each other. And you were like, "Hey, you know what? Let's
Not to say I wouldn't kill.
What's that?
Not to say she wouldn't kill.
I said not to say that I wouldn't kill.
Oh, no.
But I haven't.
But you realize that this school's an opportunity.
Maybe hasn't presented itself.
Maybe not.
You realize that this
not in
school's an
desperate
opportunity to
situation.
toughen up, and
Oh,
when you
and
heard
then-
about it, what's that?
Well, I was gonna say my character also dreams of wielding magic one day.
Okay. So the two of you have traveled, and before the gates close, when the two dwarves make their way in, do you approach the guards? I assume.
If we have to
Yes.
go through them to get inside, yeah.
If we need to get through the gate, yeah.
And they say you two
That's where
are
we're trying to
also
go.
there to enroll in school.
Yes.
We're
Okay.
here to enroll. Let us in,
They
please.
open up the gates further and allow you to come in. So you guys come in and you enter this green area that's between the walls of the fort and the main building, which is just a large wood fort-like building dead ahead with a big ornate double swinging door. And to the right, you see students training with spears and swords, and they're over there fighting dummies. Learning the ways of combat. And to the left, you're seeing an archery range, and there's axe throwing and dagger throwing, and you're seeing drill instruction going on, whistle blowing, and the general idea is that, hey, this is a serious place. Like they're really gonna whip you into shape here, But before you're taken into the building, you hear a whistling sound coming from the sky. And out of nowhere comes Sparks flying in on a broom, and he crash lands right in the yard.
Crash lands?
He crash
I just didn't want to go through the game.
Fool.
So, Sparks, you want to introduce yourself as everyone's looking at you? Ah, boom! What do you look like? Where do you come from?
So I am a high elf also. I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Spark.
What? Who is? We got someone new in the chat. Warlium Kimcow. We're gonna find out it's just like Sith on his like 5th account or 6th account.
Warlium.
So I am. So I'm a high elf. I'm actually kind of on the taller side for an elf. I'm 5'8". I have blue skin, silver white hair, with blue eyes that are speckled with gold. And I use my broom as one, a mode of transportation, but two, kind of as my protective quarter staff in close combat, if I ever hopefully don't have to use that. But they trained me a little bit about that at the wizarding school that I went to. And, that was the wizarding school that I went to. It's called Melivora. And I went to that school because when I was younger, a tiefling wizard killed my parents. And since I'm an elf, I had a little bit of magical ability in me. And so I accidentally did something that got him captured. And so I wanted to know more about that and, really learn how to be a wizard and I'm an elf, so I want to show I was a little bit better than the humans. So I went to the human wizarding school. What else happened?
I'll say that you did graduate like a week ago from wizarding school.
I just graduated and kind of hopped on my broom and was like, I want to go on adventures. But also, as I was graduating, I found out that the guy that killed my parents escaped from his imprisonment, and so I might want to get some revenge.
Okay.
Murder, you say?
I'm not a murder. I'm not a fan of tyrants, people that oppress people. So this guy was kind of a tyrant, and that was part of the killings that he did. But after going to wizarding school, I'm pretty confident in my abilities.
Okay. So you all are kind of mingling right now that you got dusted off and you introduced yourself to the others, and so the five of you are all getting to know each other, and you're watching these other students train. The makeup of the students here is pretty fitting to the world. It's mostly human, but there are other elves here. You're not the only elves, and there's a couple dwarves, so you're not the only dwarves. There might even be a tiefling or so in there, but you don't really see any halflings or gnomes or anything like that. But it's mostly humans and elves and dwarves, and they're training. There's maybe I think in the yard you're seeing maybe 2 or 3 dozen students training and people blowing whistles and stuff. And the guards who brought you in, they go back and return to their post, and you're waiting. They tell you that someone will be along in a moment. So you guys are all just kind of getting to know each other. Would you like to role play with each other a little bit and practice that, and wait while you wait for your introduction into the school? We all have to say to each other.
I'm going to blend into the shadows.
It's broad daylight.
I'm still going to try.
Give me a roll. Give me a roll disadvantage. I'm serious, actually. Yeah. Disadvantage. Oh, yeah. So advantage and disadvantage.
Guys rolling 19s.
But you're rolling with disadvantage. So you do 2 rolls and you take the lower number.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So basically you just step back into a shade tree.
Okay.
So I say that. So here's the thing. If I say roll with advantage, what I want you to do is I want you to roll your D20 twice and take the higher number. If I say roll with disadvantage, roll twice, take the lower number.
That's interesting. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
By the way, shout out to Tacoma. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us.
Yeah. He came by the other day, I think.
Yeah, Tacoma's a good guy. I was playing, his son was running a little D&D thing a little while ago that I was playing with. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, hey, thanks for watching the chat, too. I definitely can't see.
So
I will walk over to Sparks. Oh.
No, go right ahead.
I will walk over to Sparks and ask him if he is okay and see if he is like struggling or anything like that.
Yeah, that wasn't my best landing. Haven't flown the broom in a while.
So here's the deal with Sparks. Since I'm allowing you to have a item like that, the rule on that is you're going to fly that thing with disadvantage until you reach level 3. However, you have to at least fly it once at level 2, or we'll bump it to level 4 before I remove the disadvantage.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So when I'm flying, I'm kind of not doing so great until I level up a little more.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And that's an item that most people don't get at level 1. So,
yeah. It also might have some other uses that we'll find out about.
And those you can use right out the gate. There's no restriction on that.
Okay. Do I have to have that spell?
No. I'm giving you the ability to do that, but I'm taking away the need for the components for it because the broom itself will be counted as the component. The disadvantage is that it's not invisible. You can do
you
that.
call it to him if he doesn't have it?
Yeah.
So essentially, the brooms in Fantasia. Yeah,
Fantasia.
Fantasia. Thank you. I don't know why I want to say Phantasm.
I'm giving him the ability to use the spell known as Unseen Servant, but the difference is he doesn't have to gather the components for Unseen Servant because the broom will be the components, and it won't be unseen because the broom will be visible. But you can still do all the things that so if you haven't studied it already, you should study the spell Unseen Servant because the broom can like go sneak around, it can go make noise to distract people, it can spy and relay. So
it's a pretty cool broom.
That's really handy.
It was my broom ball broom.
All right.
So not some kind of family heirloom.
Any other conversation between any other characters?
I also will walk up to the falling wizard, and I will say, "Oi, elf! I think you might want to use that broom for its original purpose. You don't seem to fly well."
For cleaning the dirt?
Yes. Yes, elf.
By the way, you can carry one passenger with you on that broom at a time. That's helpful.
Who wants to get on the broom and get out of here?
Is there a weight limit?
Pass.
No, there's no weight limit like that unless it's something ridiculous. Like you're not going to put a dragonborn on there.
Well, I was thinking more like the fear bulg if it shows up.
No. All of you can fit on it. Not all of you.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So anyway.
I'll also walk up and make a crude joke as I use those to mask the horrors of war. Looks like
He's
you're
having PTSD.
you fly that like you're trying to land a griffin on a snowflake there, Sparks. Wolfrain.
Wolfrain.
Wolfrain Helgil?
Well, actually, have we made formal introductions of names yet?
What's that?
I guess I haven't really told you guys my name, but
apologies.
I'm
well, now's the chance. Now you guys can all introduce yourselves.
I'm Wolfrain.
Talia. Hello, Wolfrain. I am Talia.
Is that elf for Falls from the Sky?
Ooh. I am Ulfgar.
Can you? Would you like to create a nickname for yourself too? Can you? Is it okay if they call you Wolf? Is it okay if they call you?
We'll call you Wolfie.
Call me Wolf.
You can call me what you'd like, but you'll have to stand by it later. So,
can I call you later?
Making moves all.
Call me late for dinner.
I'm also picking up some like Uncle Iroh and what's his name?
Zuko.
Yeah, vibes here from these dwarfs.
All right.
Side note, not in-game note.
Bean, do you have anything you'd like to say to the others? Or?
Well, I mean, now that we're through the gate, can I tell if there's a place that we have to go to, like register anybody official that we're supposed to go tell we're here?
You're waiting. The guards told you someone would be along in a moment, and you guys, this is your chance to mingle before you're taken in.
Nolan doesn't mingle.
I turn towards Bean and I gesture for him to join the group. Get your ass over here.
Yeah. By the way, you guys have been traveling for a really long time, like probably 2 or 3 months, because Waterdeep is really far from here. So you guys know each other relatively well at this point, like the two of you.
Hello, travelers.
Okay.
I'm Nolan.
Hello. I'm Wolf.
Were you hiding under that tree?
Yes. I was fading into the shadow.
Two doors.
So about this time, the doors to the main building open up, and a human in light armor comes out and says, New students.
Yes.
You're here for admittance. Come right along. The commandant's ready to see you. So they take you in, and you go into this big atrium, and it's very nice and ornate. This building on the inside. Well, the whole place is nice, but the building on the inside is nicer than what you would have expected to find in this frontier town. I mean, it's a nice place to live, but it's still a little rugged. It's getting there. It's
magic?
developed. Huh? What
is it? Magic?
Is it magic?
What magic?
The inside, is it like
no?
Just in general, like is there like magic?
First of all,
around?
you wouldn't be able to tell that without an insight check, but I'm telling you right now.
Detect magic.
I'd like to do an insight check. No, I'm kidding.
You actually can do an insight check.
I know after you just said, but it's not.
Magic is not common at all in this world. Like it's not. Well, not.
For the flying broom guy.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm a little bit of a rarity.
Like the people at this school, they've seen some shit. But if he comes flying into like a regular town, like most people are gonna be like, "Whoa, a wizard!" You know what I mean? Like it's not like wizards don't just walk down the streets all over the place. Like,
okay.
So to you two rogues, it's extremely rare. Like you guys come from Waterdeep, where you don't see shit like that very often. So anyway, to Nola, it's not so rare because he's a cleric and he does understand magic. So anyway, you're brought in, and this atrium is really nice. And there's another set of doors directly in front of the doors you came in. And then to the left and to the right is 2 staircases just going up to a second floor. And you guys are brought in, and you know the doors are closed behind you. And the guy who brought you in says, "Right this way. I'll take you straight to the commandant." Second set of doors open up. And that brings you into the Great Hall, which is a very large room. And you can tell that it goes and recedes up into the second floor. And it's very ornate, red carpeting, but there's no like chairs or anything like that. You can tell it's a physical gathering place where 50 people might gather. And dead ahead, you can see the office doors to the commandant. And he takes you in. He says, "Okay, the commandant will see you now." Do all of you?
Is it just us together, or are there more people with us?
There's no one else administering into the school at this moment.
Okay.
I'd like to comment that I appreciate the Great Hall. It reminds me of my time at Melavora, except there were tables everywhere, and we'd eat in that hall.
Ah, okay.
Feeling a little at home.
Good. So the guy says, "Okay, the commandant. Would you like to go ahead and meet him?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he goes over and he opens.
Do we all go in?
He says, "The students are here." So you walk in and you see this guy here. Okay, this guy is buff as shit. All right, and he's sitting behind a desk and he's got like a flustered look on his face. He's about mid-40s, maybe late 40s, and you could tell this dude has seen some fucking action. All right, and he's buffed out and everything. He's like, I'm fucking buff, but you know what I mean? Like this dude's like, he's like sitting there at the table, right? And you just see him. He's got paperwork, and he's just taking a stamp, and he's going next, like that, basically. You know, he's sliding paperwork over, and he just stamp, and you can see he's like, God damn, paperwork. He doesn't like that part of it. So you guys are welcome to interject at any time.
Those papers kill someone you love or something?
Is that something you actually say?
Yeah.
He goes like that, looks up at you, and he says, "New students, I see."
Yeah.
He stands up and he says that
Hello,
the
sir.
paperwork he wrote. And he says, "Welcome to the Northridge Adventuring School. I assume you all have your own reasons for being here, and there will be reasons required of you being here." And he says, as you know, we take students year round. This is a very popular time, so it's very convenient that all of you arrived at once. There is a tuition rate of 50 gold pieces to attend here. you're welcome to pay at any time.
Can we work it off?
Do you not have the gold?
Not at the moment.
I have none.
I was told I can't have any.
Yes. Our God said no.
So now you're seeing the catalyst. I don't want you to have.
The money that I was left by my parents went for my wizarding education.
And he says, "Oh, wizard, you're the wizard." He says, "I have your letter of recommendation here from your headmaster." He said,
"Glad that arrived safely."
I have been. I have a long relationship with him, and he sent you by my request because our last wizard was unfortunately killed.
Oh,
he says that you would make a fine resident wizard for Northridge.
Don't worry, wizard. There's plenty more where you came from.
J Sparks says,
there we go. I wanted to do a look at you on screen.
So he says, "I'm looking at your resume here. This is outstanding. You got excellent marks in wizarding school. He thinks you're going to be a fine conjurer one day." And it says here that you were a star Quidditch player?
A broomball, sir, broomball.
Huh. Well, this may just be my opinion, but I think that the best Quidditch player or broomball player would be the first one out in dodgeball.
I'm gonna laugh.
But that's no pay that no mind.
I chuckle.
If you don't have the pay, that's understandable. There is an alternative entry to the school. Are you interested still in initiation?
I would be. I don't know about these guys.
I believe I am.
Okay.
Well, we didn't come simply to leave.
That's the attitude that I like right there. I think you'll do fine in this school.
Anything that you can keep your pants on for.
Yeah. So he says, he turns to the guy that brought you in, who's still standing at the doorway, and he says, "Corporal, go get the box. Gather everyone in the Great Hall."
Oh, shit.
So you guys go to the Great Hall, and you see, he scurries to it. Another guy goes outside, gathers the students. And then, roughly 30 to 40-ish students all come into the room. And they all surround in the Great Hall. Now you see the purpose of this Great Hall. So remember, you got red carpeting and nice ornate lighting and big room and the commandant's standing there. And by the way, the commandant's name is Commandant Lassard. If anyone gets that reference in the chat or in this video, I have a free comic for you. If you get the reference to the name Commandant Lassard. And that goes for the panel too.
In universe terms, do we recognize him as anything? As sort of like a war hero?
You can just see that he's a badass dude. You can tell he's the real deal. Like just being in his presence, you know that he's the founder of the school, and you know that there is good reason why he's running a school like this.
So I didn't get the reference, but I looked up the reference.
Did you really? Okay.
He's too young. He's too young. He wouldn't.
Yeah,
do you actually get it, Nolan?
Yeah, it's Police Academy.
Okay, who guessed it first?
Oh.
Nola, you get a free comic if you want.
No, give it to Sean.
Sean?
Sean said Police Academy.
He's added more info saying he was also a police captain and lieutenant.
Yes. Okay, Sean, I've got some options for you. I'm going to show you later, and you can pick one of those, and I'll send it to you because that's pretty cool that you knew that also. So yeah. By the way, this guy is the opposite of Commandant Lassard from that fucking movie. So don't expect him to be relevant to that. So anyway, so Lassard goes out. All the students are gathering. The corporal comes back, and he has a large box. And it's actually like a chest. It's not like a super fancy gold chest or anything. It's wooden with metal binding and everything on it. And he sits it down, and the commandant says, "Normally my sergeant does this portion, but he is away on a mission right now with some other students. So I'm feeling very generous today. So I'll allow two of you to work together. You two elves, you came in together, did you not?
We did.
and he says, "Corporal, open the box." And you start to see a bunch of students step back.
Oh God.
And the commandant is he's just standing like this. He doesn't move at all, man. He's just like he's not scared of that box. All right. So they open the box, and I want Bean and Thalia both to make a dexterity saving throw. On your sheets where it says saving throw, roll your d20 and add whatever it says for dexterity saving throw.
Where does it say that?
Where? Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, it's
number.
the first mini rectangle above your skills to the right of all of our numbers.
Oh.
So I got a 10, and then my dexterity is +6, so 16.
Okay.
20.
Okay. It's excellent. Out of the box springs a rug of smothering. And the rug whips right past you. You guys both dodge, and it misses you. Now, you two are going to do your first battle. Roll for initiative. So roll your d20 and add your initiative to it.
1.
I'm hearing Pokemon music in my head right now, just to let you know.
Oh God! So what? Your initiative is just 1, or what? Or did you roll a 1?
What is my initiative? I rolled a 1.
It says initiative in a box at the top.
In the center.
Oh, 2. So 3.
Okay, so 3, and what do you have, Phil?
Total of 21.
Total of 21. Phil, you go first. The rug goes next. Caroline goes after that. What do you want to do about this rug?
Am I familiar at all with what this might be?
All you know is a piece of carpet just jumped out of the box and tried to jump in, and you dodged it.
Okay, I'm going to try to do an acrobatics check and see if I can, well, if that would be the appropriate check, and see if I can grab hold of it.
Nice. We had the same thought.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that, actually.
All right.
You're grappling with the rug.
Yeah.
Reach out and grab one of the little...
So this plus 6 is 18.
Okay, perfect. The rug was not able to evade you. You do have the rug. It's not able to spring on either one of you right now. It's going to struggle with you for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So, me as the rug, I am going to give you a roll here. Okay, I guarantee that failed. Your armor class is higher than 7, I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the rug is trying to grip around you, but you're holding it like that. You're standing up still, right? You're just holding the rug?
I assume. I mean, that would be my preference after I grab it if I can remain standing.
Yeah, so the way it works is when you make a roll that's successful, what you want to happen happens. So if that's how you want to hold it, you tell me.
Yeah. Well, my intention is simply to keep it keep it in
You're
one spot.
You're kind of holding it like this.
Okay. Sure.
Like that.
Sure.
Right? Like a piece of carpet. And Caroline, it's now your turn. You see your partner there. He's struggling with the rug.
So I have 2 daggers. I want to take them and stab them into it so it is stuck into the ground.
Okay, do you have anything in your proficiencies to dual wield?
Nothing explicitly says dual wield. So no, I have simple melee.
You can use one of those daggers right now.
Okay.
Is that correct, Nola? She can use one unless she has a double action.
I mean, you know better than me, but if you try if you try and dual wield without any proficiencies, basically you're working at a very big
I should
disadvantage.
pause and say this. This should have been said earlier. This is for the chat and anyone who watches this video. I know Dungeons & Dragons pretty well. I don't know everything, and it's been a while. So I'm going to be double checking frequently with Nola, and we might both not know, so we might be diving into the books. Even the best Ninja Masters don't know sometimes.
So I'll take one dagger and try and shank it to the ground.
All right, so give me a roll on that, and that'll be plus whatever it is for the attack on that.
So 10, and then I have +2 for my attack bonus, so 12.
So 12? Okay. It does. You do tear.
No, hold on, because your attack bonus should be higher than that, because I know you're proficient with daggers, and I know you have a dexterity modifier.
Yeah, I was going to say I thought so too.
I thought that was added to your damage, not to your attack initiative.
Okay, so your proficiency bonus and your dexterity modifier are going to be added to your attack roll.
Okay,
and then
so
just your
that's
dexterity is going to be added to the damage.
So that's a 6 then, so that makes it 16.
Yeah, so go ahead and edit that. Because
And then-
remember what I said before when we were creating these? You want this to all be on the sheet as good as possible because you don't want to do math every time you do a roll.
I don't know where I put my pencil.
So
I will get that when it's not my turn to fix that. I don't know where I put my pencil.
yeah, just remember to edit that because that's going to be important. This is the first of like 10,000 times you're going to do that exactly.
And then I roll 1d4 for damage.
Okay.
And I got a 1, but then I get plus dex, which is 4, so that's 5.
Okay. So you do start to tear into the rug a little bit. And the good news is that he got a good roll a minute ago, so he has a pretty good control of the rug. If he hadn't have gotten that high, then there's a chance you could have cut his hand or something.
Nice.
But
Way to not hurt each other.
All right. So now we go back to Phil.
And she was successful at stabbing that in the floor.
She tore into it a little bit.
Well, I like her idea. I'm going to do the same with mine, dagger.
Okay. So with that, you're going to lose the control you have over this. But since it's in the same action, you're still going to attack. But just be prepared next time to take an attack.
Okay.
Because you're only going to have one hand on it. So go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I would be laughing at the two elves fighting with a carpet, by the way.
I like how I'm just like standing back and I'm like, I could probably use some magic on
With
this.
modifiers, that's a 10.
Okay. It does not hit. You basically are struggling with it. And it's like the curve of like the carpet is wrapping around your hand, stopping you from getting the knife. Like you've got a knife and you're going down like that. And it's like not letting you do it.
Okay.
So the rug is going to go now. And the rug is actually not going to attack. It's going to use damage transfer, which is while it is a grappling creature, the rug takes only half damage dealt to it, and the creature grappled by the rug takes the other half. You're not grappled by it, but if it grapples you, it's going to transfer damage over to you that it takes. So does that make sense? But basically, it's not magical. It sounds like it is. It's not. It's just Caroline stabs it. The knife goes through it and hits you.
Okay.
So we're in the halfway state where it's trying to go around you. So that'll forfeit a turn basically, but it might get you next time. So we're going to Caroline.
If I try and shoot it, am I gonna hit him, or does that? Because I have arrows.
Yeah, that would definitely. It's going to penetrate the rug and hit him. It would do.
Is it like wrapped around him?
It's trying to right now.
Okay, so then I'm gonna reach out and grab it with my other arm, with my arm, to try and like make it extended between the
Then
two.
you're going to do the same thing that he did a minute ago, and you're going to do an athletics check.
So I got 15 plus acrobatics is 6.
Athletics. I would
Oh, athletics?
Yeah.
Plus 1, so 16.
Yeah. Right. That's what you did a minute ago. Is athletics or acrobatics?
He did acrobatics.
Okay. Those two can be. I consider athletics to be more of like a strength thing, and acrobatics to be more like a
tumbling,
jumping
thing.
Okay, so it's 16 then if it's athletics.
Yeah. We'll go with that. So what is it you tried to do? Because that is a success.
I want to grab the other little like tail thingy to keep it like spread between the two of us, like sprawled out, pulled taut.
Good. So you have a 2-hand grip. He has a 1-hand grip, and he's trying to get his knife, and the rug's trying to stop him from using the knife. All right.
I nudge my nephew and I say, "Have you ever seen such a hilarious thing?"
I'd hate to see them fight over toilet paper.
Right?
All right.
2 elves and a rug.
We are back. We are back to Bean.
We use the 3 seashells, by the way. Would sleight of hand be a good roll for getting untangled or break? You know what I mean? Getting free of its attempts at. Okay.
You're welcome to do something like that. Actually, I love it when people try to pick out things like that to do different things.
All right, so I'll do a sleight of hand roll, which is dex related.
Okay.
So this plus 6, 8.
8. Okay, so basically your version of sleight of hand with this was you were trying to step on the rug, and you're just missing because the rug's now wrapping around like one of your legs. So it's now the rug's turn, and the rug has now fully engulfed you. So it's going to do a damage transfer, which basically means, again, if Caroline hurts it, it'll take half damage, you'll take the other half.
And timeout. This is a perfect example of metagaming. Caroline, you probably would not know that. So if your initial response was to continue to attack the rug, then that is probably what you should do.
So what Nola's saying is true, but at the same time, you could make that mistake through the heat of battle. But depending on what her passive wisdom is, what is your passive wisdom? It's at the bottom.
11.
Okay, that's high enough where she can understand that it's a freaking rug, and that it's like that thin. It's like that thin. If she stabs it, she's going to stab her friend.
I'm most likely going to hit him. Okay.
If it was an 8 or a 9, I would say that what Nola said is exactly true, and it'd be full on metagaming. But yeah, that's a good point.
Ulfgar, did we bring our popcorn?
Hold on. I'm reading what's in my burglar's pack.
I fear we wouldn't have enough
Only
time.
me magic on this rug.
I have one of those too.
It has a hammer. I'm like, can we nail it into the...
Wait, what now? You have a hammer?
We have a
what is
burglar's
a
pack.
piton? Piton.
Is that a piton?
Yes.
For
Piton?
mountain climbing?
Yes.
Or for
Basically,
Cool.
A little axe is a pickaxe.
Do you have a proficiency in that?
Kind of thing, right?
Well, we
It's
got
like a peg.
It's because
Like-
we're urchins. We get a burglar's pack, or we can choose a pack.
Yeah.
And evidently, we both chose burglars.
But I'm
and-
wondering if a piton is something that you hammer in to
or is it the hammer?
yeah.
It's what you hammer in.
It's
a
a
spike.
pack. Yeah.
So
'Cause
can I take my hammer and my piton and hammer it into the ground?
So the tail of it that's on the ground, as long as you're not hammering it toward Phil. then
Yeah. So I would like pull it down towards the ground and then like whack it in.
Okay, give me a roll for that.
I walk up to the other elf and I say, I've seen what you can do with a broom.
That is
What do
an
you think you
11.
can do with a rug?
Do I add anything to it?
We could go to a
Right.
whole new
You
world.
would add your proficiency bonus. Just the proficiency.
So 12, 13.
Yeah, okay. It would have been a success anyway. You do it, the rug is now nailed to the ground on one half. The other half is wrapping around Phil's shoulders, doing the minuet with it. All right, it is back to Phil.
I'll try my sleight of hand again to try to break free, I guess.
Okay.
So this plus 6. 17.
17, that is definitely a success.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? What are you trying to do with it? Just get loose? Or?
Well, just get loose, but if I've got time in the round or the turn, I guess my next goal would be again to try to grab a hold and keep it stable. Since we've already got one corner or one part of it.
That would be a second action, and I can't let
Okay.
you do that.
Okay.
But basically the rug is over, Bobby. Your version of sleight of hand was you basically duck down, use the fact that the bottom of it is pinned down so it can't wrap around your legs, and you like slid out. Now the rug is on the ground, and you're standing in front of it. Caroline's behind it, and she's hammering that piton down.
Okay.
So the rug is restrained.
Okay. Can I work to stand on it?
You can't do that this turn. You've done a motion there. So it's now the rug's turn. The rug is going to lunge to attack. However, because it is nailed down, if this isn't a super awesome roll, it's going to damage itself by tearing itself on the pit.
Shucks.
That roll was a
yeah.
9.
Nice.
So the rug takes 4 damage.
Nice.
Is it still tacked down?
It is. It didn't tear all the way. Caroline.
I'm gonna walk over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Nail down the other side.
You're going to do it, but you're going to do it with a disadvantage, meaning 2 rolls. Take the lower number because this thing it's flipping all over the place right now.
Flipping
And you'd be
around.
walking-
Well, what
you'd
if
be
I walk
walking-
across it though? Like I'm on this end and I walk towards him and I stand in the middle.
I'm going to say you can do that, but it's going to be the same thing. You're going to roll disadvantage.
Okay.
It's either going to throw you off or you're going to be able to do what you just wanted.
This is one feisty
So
rogue.
that's 17 plus 2 is 19.
Perfect. You walk
And then I
across
got-
it, and you're now standing on the rug on the other side. It is flattened completely. The pitten is here, and you are standing there. Okay.
Phil's turn?
Phil's turn, yeah.
Then since she's already got her equipment out, I'm just gonna, I guess, surmise where she's at and find another advantageous spot to stay on the rug with my weight. I'll hold it down for her to maybe hammer again somewhere.
Okay.
Well, it's already down on both sides, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Well,
it's she's standing on one side and it's pitting down on the other.
I just don't have equipment out. So,
We'll pull your equipment
That's
out,
no
son.
problem. You can take your equipment. I won't count that as a second action.
all right, okay.
That's
great.
your move.
Then I'll go. I'll I don't even. What am I rolling? Oh, you said athletics for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this plus 2. 10.
That is not a success, but you're standing like near the middle of the rug. She's standing there trying to hold it down with her weight. She's basically like this, you know, and it's pitting down. And the commandant goes, "Enough already." He says that, and the rug just flattens completely out. Corporal comes up. He grabs the pitten, pulls it out, tosses it over toward you, and he starts folding shredded up rug, and he puts it back in the box. The two of you get 150 experience points each.
Yeah.
I'm going to retire now.
I did it. I got the points.
I have vanquished the rug.
He's dead.
Deadly rug
son.
of doom.
Now, he says, "Congratulations, you've passed the test. You no longer owe 50 gold coins, and once we deal with the others, we shall show you to your rooms, and you will begin
Us poor mofos just got free cool
So he
with college
turns.
tuition.
And he says, "You two dwarves, you came together as well, did you not?"
Aye.
We did.
High five, Phil.
He says, "Okay." So he says, "Aye." He says, "You guys look like you think you're big tough guys, don't you?"
No, we're actually quite short.
And we.
He says, "Well, you think that I would put the two of you up against something as easy as that rug, right? You were probably thinking the entire time how you would have defeated the rug. Am I correct?"
I was
thinking
sleeping
that
through
to
it.
fight a rug is ridiculous.
They were taunting us from the side.
He says, "Okay, well, we'll see who's taunting who in a moment." He walks off, and he goes off to a room to the side where you saw the corporal come out with a box earlier. And he comes out, and all you see is something that looks like a staff wrapped in a white cloth, like with rope around it. And he's carrying, I wish I had something here to use this belt. So it's like this. It's like straight, and it's like he's going like that. And it's like it's struggling, it's holding it like that. And he comes out, and he goes right to the middle, and he goes, "Prepare yourselves." And he grabs one of the ropes, pulls it loose, and throws out a sword. Donk! Sword just lands on the ground, and it slowly levitates up in the air. It is a flying sword.
That's so cool.
So the two of you and the sword will now roll for initiative.
Did I have a chance to do something when he was going to get the staff?
What were you trying to do? It wasn't too long.
One of my characteristics for the Forge Cleric is called Blessing of the Forge, which I can use to bless a weapon or armor.
Okay,
Basically
I'll let you do that.
which makes it +1 in magical.
Yeah, you're preparing for battle, so I'll let you do that.
All right, so I will walk over to Ulfgar, and I will touch his axe 3 times with my holy symbol.
Okay, now there has to be some kind of cooldown on that, right? It doesn't last forever. It doesn't.
I can do it once a day.
Okay, once a day. Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
So
I've never seen someone use that attribute in a cleric before. That's awesome.
Yeah, I will touch his axe with my holy symbol 3 times and bless it. And
Okay.
It is now a +1 weapon, so you add +1 to your attack and damage rolls.
I'll allow it because the commandant specifically told you prepare for battle. So there you
Right.
go. Okay, so
on
roll
attack
initiative.
and +1 on damage.
Yep. And it's magic damage.
Did you guys roll for initiative?
Not yet.
D20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's D20 unless stated otherwise on your.
And you have a modifier on your sheet too.
Yeah, what's your initiative say on your sheet?
Near the
1.
top. Okay.
1.
Yeah, so 16.
What is yours?
13.
And mine is also 13, so you and I should roll again.
Okay. Yeah, that's a natural 20. What a waste.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you go first, Lewis goes next, Sword goes last. All right. Sword's levitating. I'm guessing with that natural 20, you're just going to run off and say, "The hell with this," right? You attack first.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I pull out my shield and my warhammer, and I immediately go to attack the sword.
Okay. Go ahead.
That is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And hold on, I need my D8. That is 12 damage.
Oh my god, that was devastating.
Nice.
Okay.
That's high rolls.
Don't waste them early.
All right, so it's loose.
I'm not going to be made to look a fool by a floating sword.
I too will run straight at it, screaming with my great axe, and try to take a swing at it.
Go for it. Okay. So you roll the 20, and then you add your attack bonus.
17.
Nice.
It's gonna hit.
+1. And then
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah, it's
and
going to
then
be like
attack
a 20.
bonus is strength.
I will say the armor class is really high on this, but you guys are rolling really high. So.
The attack is strength plus proficiency, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 more. So that's
23.
17
24.
plus 7, so 24.
Okay, that does hit. So
Now you need to roll one of these for damage.
That is a D12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll high.
4.
Oh. Do you add anything?
+1 and
+1 and plus your strength.
+4. So
Okay.
+5. Do I do proficiency on that as well?
Nope.
So,
Okay, so
you
so
just
that's a 9.
shattered the sword.
Oh.
Defeated.
Shit.
25 experience for each of you.
25. I feel I've been slighted.
Elves rock.
Suck it.
Take it up with the DM, Lynn.
The rug is more difficult.
Well, the rug is more
we get a
difficult.
carpet to fight
However,
next?
The rug is more difficult. However, the rug is made to go up against characters that would have decks and swords against people who would have, So it's kind of balanced, but there's other opportunities here. So he says, "Well, congratulations to the 4 of you." And he turns to the wizard and says, "Your recommendation letter is all I needed for your admittance to become the resident wizard here. So I'm going to have my corporal give you a tour of the premises." And
Do I get any experience from that letter of recommendation?
your experience is that you didn't have to pay.
I'll take it.
You got to realize this isn't an equal thing. Like with
But
it,
do we have to pay?
Yeah.
huh?
No,
Well, Phil and I don't. We got our.
The 4 of you don't.
needed.
You know, because of the tasks that you
We
completed
passed
to
our
show.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose of the task, so you didn't have to pay. So let me. I'm going to bring up the map here, and you're going to get a tour.
Yay.
Take a minute to
Jigs.
come up in a chat. She is being attacked by a rug. Okay, we still got 9 people watching. Hey, you guys are awesome. Copy, you're still here.
I'm not watching for once.
John, Lady Sith Orley, hanging out with Blue Oyster Club.
She'll have it up. I'm one of the 9.
Wesley, you're still watching. Oh shit, Police Academy. He said, "Damn, how the hell does he know that?" I haven't seen Police Academy since I was younger than Wesley.
Yeah.
Half my life ago. I still made
I've
it.
never seen it.
Yeah. So we are going to go to some map action here.
Map action. Dun, dun, dun.
Phil loves that map action.
All right. So here we go. So this is where you guys are standing. Can you guys see this well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah. Great
Okay.
call.
This is the Commandant. You can see its name underneath. It says Lassard. Caroline's over here. Phil's right here. Sparks, you're here. Nola, Lewis. That's where you guys are kind of standing. And then this isn't proportional, right? You're not that fucking big in this room. Big, right?
That's a tiny great hall.
I am 5'2". I weigh 90
There are
pounds.
about 35 other people in this room the same size as you guys, generally in a horseshoe around the room.
All right.
So he says, I'm going to return to my office and do this lovely paperwork that I have waiting for me. He goes in there and he's going to take you guys on the tour, right? I'm not going to move each one of your pieces around. I'm just going to tell you right now. So the corporal who brought you in and moved the box, he's like, you can come with me. I can take the box back. So you guys follow him and he takes you into this room here. This is the armory. And the staircase at the entrance goes over top of this to the second floor. The armory is filled with all kinds of stuff. You see barrels and boxes. There are swords and spears and shields, arrows, bows, all kind of stuff like that. But they are all of generic variety. So as long as you remember this adventuring school, which you are, let's say you lose a sword in battle. When you come back to the school, you can get a generic sword again.
Okay.
For free. You don't have to buy it. You remember the school, so you get that. If you run out of arrows, you can come back and get basic arrows here. If you want anything upgraded, you have to buy that out in the world. And if your item that you upgraded gets destroyed, well, then you unfortunately have to go find something else. You can only get basic things that level 1 characters start. You can replenish as much as you want here.
Can you learn to upgrade items in game? Like, is that like smithing or something?
No, I mean, like you find, like, okay, in your instance, you shoot arrows, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're using regular old wooden arrows. You can upgrade to things like steel arrows, or you can have magic arrows.
Okay.
That kind of, you're not just be able to come in here and go, yeah, I'll take 20 fire arrows. You can't do that.
No, but would you be able to like take arrows you have and like upgrade them with like
Yourself.
have a magician like enchant them or something?
Absolutely, but you need to. Okay, so that's something else I should have brought up in the session 0 portion. Is that kind of stuff that's very specific to your character. I need you to look that up on your own time and then bring that to me or Nola, because that's not stuff we know on hand. You know what I mean?
Oh, I wasn't assuming I could do it.
I know. I'm just stating now for the group and for the viewers that if something specific like that is possible, it is a thing, but you need to find out how that would work, and you need to bring the rule to us outside of game and tell us that, hey, in this session, that's something I want to do.
Cool.
Right? If it's something you can do. So, and then we'll make it work. But that's not a common thing. Like, we don't know what a level 9 rogue can do with magic arrows. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like that's something you need to find out when you reach level 9, like, and let us know. So anyway, you got that available to you there. No damage was taken to any of your weapons or anything like that. So you don't need to worry about that. So he's just showing you around there. And he takes you here. He says, hey, wizard, this is your quarters.
Sweet.
So you have this little room here with a tiny cot. And there's a globe on the desk. And
Can I upgrade that cot to a nice feathered bed?
Sure. Whatever level that you have a spell that does that, you are welcome to come back here and do that.
That's some transfiguration magic.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a globe of like the known world, and there's stuff, just things that you would want a plainly decorated room. It's a little bit of a roomy place. You like it, okay? But in here you have a laboratory and a library. Okay, over in here, you guys see the arrow, by the way?
Yes.
So this right here is like a library, limited library, but there are nice things there left by the last wizard. So Sparks, a main part, I'm sure you've read, a big thing that wizards do is collect books and scrolls, right? And you're going to spend a lot of time reading. No. So you're going to get many opportunities to come in here and check out what's in this library, learn from it. You can take books with you. You can read them here and leave them here, do whatever, right?
Hey, Danny, don't forget you can use that laser pen.
Yeah.
I'll be always just, you know, they'll be like fighting a battle. I'll just be sitting there like flipping through a book. Like, you guys good?
So
all right.
here's the thing with your character. Any opportunity you can to get a scroll or a book, you need to take. I'll tell you that as someone who's played as a wizard once. So this library is a basic library, but there might be some nice things hidden in here, right? You're going to find that out later. Well, you're going to find out if you find out, I should say.
Can I find out now? No.
No.
Darn.
But when you go to other libraries around the world, you might be checking there too to find certain things. You know, certain things you want to research. And your reading time is going to consist of either time you spend in your quarters or time traveling. Like if you're on a carriage or something like that, or you know, or you're staying at an inn somewhere, that's when you would want to read. And then the laboratory is a place for you to experiment with magic. Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah. So you can do all that. So over here is the power room. And what that is in all of the Commandant's travels, he's been able to find very interesting technology, and he has found places that are using electricity. So he brought that in, and the school does have electricity. However,
nice.
The only way it can run is if a student is powering a speed bike. So every now and again, a student will be randomly selected to run the speed bike. Now, 10 o'clock is lights out, so everything is ran by lantern then, but the exterior and the interior halls and main rooms are all lit at normal operating hours by a person running the speed bike. So when he takes you in there, that you do see a student just plugging away on the speed bike because there's power right now.
Okay.
Piper's comment.
Wait, what?
First thing I hear when I hop on is Sparks' character is allowed to pull books, even in the fantasy world.
Dude, I didn't even
books.
That's amazing. That is awesome, Hybrid.
I actually thought about
the Sparks pull.
I actually thought about it because I was imagining his character in there bagging and boarding books.
And this is my new scroll, and this is my other new scroll, and this
I've
is
gotta
my
keep it
newest
pristine.
scroll.
I'm working a set on these books.
All right, so over
I
here,
get those pop loaders for my scrolls.
over here by the Commandant's office is a back door that takes you to the yard behind the school. You'll get back there in a minute. And here's the kitchen. As you see, it's a very large room to feed a lot of people. There's tables in there. Typically, when the students eat together, they all eat like a la carte buffet style. So it's like a potluck in here at all times. And there's a kitchen that you can cook at. Sparks, do you still have that kitchen utensils?
I do have cooked utensils.
Okay. So here's the interesting thing here. The Commandant is probably going to want you for potion making, for healing, because his last wizard, that was what he did. Or he had a proficiency in herbalism. Remember when I told you, do you have herbalism? Or actually, you know what?
Yeah.
No, you might actually have. Do you have a proficiency, Nola, in herbalism?
No.
This is great. So Sparks, you got a quest already before everyone else. You need to start getting good at making potions.
Let me see. Let me actually see. I don't think because I could. My tool proficiencies I could choose from were artisans tools.
Yes.
And what were artisan tools? I don't even remember.
You're not going to get to change that now, by the way.
No, I don't think I could. I never even looked, but I don't think I could change it.
Man, there's books in here. This game is not static. You can learn things.
Yeah. No, I don't even remember if I could change that though.
So here's the deal.
Herbalism.
I told you. You told me about the cooking. I said that either or. So
Yeah.
if you chose cooking utensils, you're gonna have to cook to compensate the fact that you don't have herbalism. But at some point, the Commandant
something up.
At some point, that Commandant is going to want you to figure out how to make healing potions because he's got a limited supply right now, and that's a big deal for the school. And he gets a wizard sent here, right? That wizard damn well better be able to make potions.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, well, he's like the most intimidating person you've ever seen in your life. So,
Roll
Yeah,
an intimidation check.
Oh, you won't win against him.
Yeah, the herbalism kit was a whole separate thing, so I literally could never have gotten that.
But
with
you can
the way
still,
my
it's still
character's
something
created.
you can learn in the game. Any magic user
Yeah.
can learn it.
Yeah. No, I was
So
just double checking because I didn't think so, but
Yeah. So that's
yeah.
something you can do outside of the game, like Caroline said about upgrading weapons. That's something you can do. Is what would it take for you to learn it? It's going to start with finding a book on herbalism. I would say that, but you're going to want to make potions eventually. So anyway, so you see that, and then over here is food storage. There's no like visible door that I do there, but the door is here basically. It's like a swinging door.
You just have to walk through the wall.
Yeah.
It's one of those Jedi doors.
So there you go. So there's like bags of grain, barrels and stuff in here. A lot of food, right? Because a lot of people live here. There's a side door here that goes to the yard. Now, all of you, in the front here, there's archery range and dummy training, and then of course the 4 guard towers. Back here, you can't see them, they're not drawn in, but there are 4 escape ladders that can be drawn down should anything happen and the gate is compromised. I do want you to know that this is a safe place. Okay.
Like, who's attacking a school? Come on.
It doesn't mean that something couldn't. Yeah, Voldemort. It doesn't mean that something couldn't happen here, but generally speaking, you can come back here. You can train here. You can eat here. You can rest here. You can learn here. You can store things here that you don't want to lose out in the world. So we'll get to that more in a minute. So upstairs, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the second floor.
Yay.
Oh, my.
So there you guys are. The corporal brings you upstairs, and this is the second floor. So stairwell here, stairwell there. Imagine that this is like just a door, like facing against the wall, and like you look into it, and you can just see the stairs kind of descending down to the first floor. And he takes you on a tour. He says, "This is the commandant's room. Don't disturb him under any circumstances if he is asleep. This is the sergeant's room," and the corporal does say, Sergeant Lanige is out on a mission right now. We're expecting his arrival any time. Could be today, could be tomorrow. Hopefully, everything's okay. And this is the power relay shaft. This isn't something you can go into, but this is like where all the circuitry from the bike down below is running up and across the floor between the first and second floor to power all the lights in the building.
Okay.
So that's just where the power relay shaft is. These are dorm-style bedrooms. There are 2 students to each room. You're going to be assigned a room here momentarily. In this school, there is a chain of command, obviously. There's the commandant, who's the founder of the school and the head honcho here. The second in command is Sergeant Lanige, who he met adventuring before he founded the school. Underneath Lanige is 4 corporals, which are students that are appointed corporal, basically for showing, courage and exception. Those 4 corporals are privy to special privileges here, and they also are paid a salary.
Ooh.
So part of the thing with being a student here is you're getting taught how to do these things, like adventuring different skills and how to go out in the world. And you're getting opportunity. That's another part of being at the school, because those papers that the commandant was stamping, those are all mission requests for the school.
Ooh.
The school also acts as a militia for the town of Northridge. So occasionally you may be asked to go on a patrol, and sometimes something could happen. Sometimes there could be wildlife. You can meet NPCs. Sometimes it's uneventful. There's also a night shift for night watch for protecting the school at night, basically manning the guard towers. Occasionally you'll get assigned to that. Speaking out of character right now, that is a way for the drop-in, drop-out play I was talking about. There are many things that you can do that they can explain why you're not there, but Lewis, right then and there, one of the reasons why you may not be able to show up one day is you got assigned a night watch.
Okay.
Pretty cool, huh? I should mention that there are experience points given for being stuck on Night Watch. It's just not as much as you'd get going out on an adventure.
Or for killing a rug.
A really tough rug.
Hey man, I was clever. Suck it.
Yeah, so there's things like that. Like you'll get experience also for manning the power station if you end up doing that. You'll for patrols you'll get experience points even if they're uneventful. And this big black space here is just obviously the Great Hall. This isn't a place you can go from the upstairs. It recedes up into the second floor. If that makes sense. So like you can go anywhere here, but let's just assume one of you stays in one of these rooms. You don't have a window, but you have a small little window that you can open that like slides open where you can look down into the Great Hall. And out the outer rooms have windows that look outside. There's an escape hatch in this hall here, so if anything were to be compromised, you guys can get out and go down here to the yard outside. Linen and storage closet over here for fresh linens, and you can go do your laundry and all that stuff. And there's a broom closet here on the corner.
For your broom.
Well, yeah, you could leave it there. So
I don't want it to be mistaken for a regular old broom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just have it come back to you.
So I am going to show you guys a sample bed. Well, first of all, Jeremy's not staying up here. He's got the quarters downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So he would never bring his broom up here. In fact, he would never come up here unless he came up here to get one of you out of your room or something.
Insulting.
I'll get my own quarters.
Or
fancy.
Here's the other thing, Jeremy. You are the resident wizard. Okay, so I didn't mention this early on, but
do I get paid as the resident wizard?
You do. So think about this. You are like Merlin, basically, where Merlin was like a guy who like lived at a place and people came to him to solve problems, right?
True.
So you're the resident wizard of the school. You're still a member of the school. You're still a student here, and I'm going to assign you a rank here in a little bit. But you still have the rank of wizard, which trumps all that. The corporals get paid a salary. The sergeant, of course, gets paid a salary. So here's the trade-off. You're getting all these opportunities, right? These are adventures you wouldn't even know about if you weren't here at the school. Yeah. So you're getting the opportunities, you're getting the training, and you're getting the companionship of the other students and yourselves and the sergeant and the commandant. The trade-off is, as regular students, you don't get paid. You do get a stipend, but not right now. You don't get a stipend yet, but we'll get to that. But the corporals get a salary. The sergeant gets paid. Mm-hmm. The sergeant has to bring in 10% of the treasure found out on missions, 10% of his treasure. The corporals have to give 20%. Students can keep 100% of their treasure. You get to keep 100%.
Yeah, no, sweet.
So there's
not crap.
But like, so if you are offered rank at some point, there is an honor system where you have to, you should do this. This is where your alignment and stuff comes into play. There are repercussions for not following the rules on that. If you end up getting a rank position like corporal, you do have to pay the 20% of treasure you find. However, you're getting a salary, and the salary is going to be nice. So there's a good chance, not saying it's always this way, but there's a good chance your salary is going to pay more than the treasure that you paid the school.
Makes sense.
So, do we pay once, or is it like a semesterly thing?
No, it's basically a monthly thing, and it's based on mission. You'll get paid monthly. Like
okay. No. The gold we pay the school, is that a one-time fee, or is it
mission? The treasure you find on a mission once you return to the school.
Okay.
Out of the treasure you got from that. So that'll be factored up right away. Like, let's say we're completing a mission and you find treasure. We'll say, oh, what all treasure did you find today? Okay, well, 10% of that goes to school, 20%. Okay. But as students, you don't pay any of that.
I gotcha.
But you also don't get a salary. You get a stipend. Yeah. So every now and again, I'm going to throw some silver and copper at you.
Woo.
But there's that, the rank, all that. So now we're going to go to this little diagram I made for bedroom. This is what a bedroom generally looks like.
Yay.
So this is obviously one on the left-hand side of the school. Obviously, it's the reverse over on the other side, and then there's the ones with the sliding thing that look into the Great Hall. But there's a window here that looks out into the town, basically. Table, lantern. There are lights here, and there's lights in the halls, but that's only whenever the power's running. Lights are out at 10 o'clock unless the commandant instructs otherwise, but you can use a lantern when the lights go out. Clothing rack. So if you get let's say you get winterized clothes or some nice outfit you want to keep, you put it there. Obviously, you're not going to walk around with your big, heavy coat in the summertime. It just turns spring, so I don't see you using that. So this is a place for you to leave that. So on the back of your sheets where it tells you about like inventory and stuff, you can track the things you have like here. So there's foot lockers. So you have a bunkmate, and we're going to determine that here in a minute. Or you might have a bunkmate. One of you has top bunk, one of you has bottom bunk. Each one of you has a foot locker. You can store things that you don't want to lose out in the world here. So let's say you find this really fancy gem that you don't want to sell, but you want to keep it. You don't want to run the risk of getting robbed on the road. Well, when you get back to school, you put it in your foot locker. It's safe there. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So there you go.
Question.
What's up?
Can my broom hop on the bicycle and power the school?
I don't know. Can it?
I'm just throwing thoughts out there.
Exactly. Some of this is factored in, and the fact that you're talking about it, we'll check this out. All right. Okay. We'll get to that.
Go look up the spell.
Well, it's under the unseen hands thing.
Unseen servant
doing the work.
There's unseen hand. There's unseen servant. There's two separate things.
It automatically has the unseen hand, but unseen servant then's another. Okay, keep going. Sorry, I've been thinking about how I could power the school with magic.
That's good that you're thinking that. I have Nola can tell you. I have an entire graph back here that shows stats and experience and things like that for everything in this entire building. So that is something I'll factor in, but that's not relevant right now. So these are the rooms basically. So you got a general idea. You kind of ingrain this in your mind that this is what a dorm room looks like. Jeremy's room looks a little bit different because it's the wizard's quarters. But the rest of you that are non-sergeants and commandants, you get one of these. So with that said, we'll go back to second floor map. And I'll let you guys pick out a room. You guys can bunk together, separate, or obviously two to a room. Let me know where you want to stay at, and I'll put you in there. And then we'll remember this for next time.
Bottom left.
What?
Bottom left.
Escape hatch.
So Phil,
escape hatch.
So Phil, where do you want? This right here?
Yeah. Corner room.
I'll let you have it. So, Lewis, Nola, are you guys going to bunk together?
Oh, I think that's appropriate.
All right. Where would you like to bunk at?
Let the crazy kid pick.
Near an exit.
So
Okay.
right across from Phil.
Really?
Yep.
This one right here?
Yep.
Taken. You have to do this one.
Fair enough.
Put Nola in there. You guys are bunked together. Caroline, would you do you have a preference where you'd like to stay?
I will go 2 down from the linen and storage on the right.
Here?
Up 1.
Oh, 2 down. I see.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the deal. You are actually bunked with a human female. You don't know much about her yet, but she is blonde and is very much a valley girl.
Oh,
For sure.
And just
does she have a name?
Huh?
Does she have a name? Or do I not know it yet?
You don't know it yet. You don't know much about her. You're just kind of meeting each other, and she's it's springtime, so other people are checking into the school. There's other people that have been here a long time, but she is, she's been here like a week, and she's wondering why she hadn't got a roommate yet. And
Because I walked here, son.
Is she like totally ready for an adventure?
Yeah, she is. She's like, yeah, exactly. So
Valley girl.
So yeah, you don't even get a chance to ask for names right now. She's all kind of jabber, right? It's like watching the freaking View. Right? So
She's just going at it.
yeah, so she's nice, but she's just a little bit too much. But you did find out through her basic talking is that her family's super rich, and she actually was one of the few people who's actually been able to pay the freaking fine, or not the fine, the tuition. So she didn't fight no rubs or swords. She just came here.
Make friends.
Yeah. So there's that. All right. So Jeremy, you're just walking around with the corporal, and you can go back to your room. There's no need for you to be here. Bye.
Ouch.
All right. So there you go. So can somebody do me a favor right now? Well, somebody here in the panel, can you guys screenshot this, because I need to transfer the data where you guys chose over to my computer, and this is my wife's.
Done.
That sounds like a wizarding thing.
So if you could send that to me on Instagram, I can adjust what you guys chose, because this may have relevance in the future. It will have relevance in the future.
Let's see. Who is
I got it. I took a picture of it.
Now, all right, thank you. What?
Who is Bean bunked with?
He is he's in an empty bunk right now. No one else is bunked with him.
Okay.
Did you determine curiosity? Did you predetermine I was having this roommate, or did that happen because I picked that room?
If you had picked a room on your own, then I was going to.
Nice.
Yep. All right. So there you go. Now here's where it's interesting. You guys are going to do some character sheet stuff. Let me bring you guys back up, and then
I like those guys.
Bam.
So on the back of your sheets, you've been asking me before about where it says allies and organizations.
I just put my roommate on there.
Valley girl.
Well, you're going to put something super important now here now. Does everybody have your pencil ready and you have allies and organizations in front of you? You're going to put Northridge Adventuring School.
I guess I should also have
Student.
my being cool on there.
So Northridge Adventuring School student. And then there's more you're going to add. Let me know when you're caught up. Everyone good so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so underneath that, you're going to put rank and then colon. And this is going to be something you're going to erase over time if you rank up. And then
now we're all colons.
So rank, colon, all of you put initiates. Or just initiate.
Initiate.
So here's the deal. You have been initiated in the school. You have either paid the bill for the tuition or you have passed a test. You are allowed room and board here, and you can train, but you do not get a salary or a stipend, nor are you privy to any of the secrets of the school or the privileges. And until you complete your first mission, you are initiates. Once you've completed your first mission, you will be granted the rank of adept.
Cool.
So before we move any further, let's take a pause here. What does everybody think?
Yeah.
Good. Session 0.
So far, so good.
I'm ready to adventure.
Not dead yet.
We have a home page.
Yeah, I didn't die. I didn't die to a carpet.
What do you guys think of what I've said before you so far?
I like the basics to all this. I like the
I think it'll be a good intro.
base kind of thing. I like that we didn't meet in a tavern.
Exactly. I designed this because not that I don't like it, because you can do it, but like
it's repetitive.
Well, after you pointed out that happened in Star Wars, I was like, I hope that then doesn't happen again. You know, we meet a different way this time.
Yeah. What do you think, Lewis?
Yeah, man, I'm just making sure I didn't go too basic with my character prerequisites, but
no, you're fine.
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Cool. So does that seem viable for Lewis and Caroline, since you guys won't be able to do every session?
That makes sense.
Drop in and drop out.
Yeah, I like that, man.
It's like you won't go on a mission, or even Phil and Jeremy and Noah. Like if you guys end up, hey, I can't. Phil's got this date with the girl, and they're going to eat Chinese and watch shows, right? So if they do,
can we take that day off, like if we can't make it, and be like, hey, I am studying this, and my character has locked himself in their room to study.
You're going to be appointed what you did.
Okay.
You're either going to get assigned to the bike, you're going to be assigned to night watch, you're going to go on a patrol, or you're going to do some kind of chores.
Okay.
If we get assigned to the bike, does our strength increase?
It does not.
Or athletic.
You do get some experience.
Your waist size goes down.
So here's the thing. I'm going to be lenient. All right. Most DMs, in fact, I don't know any DM that would ever do this besides me. I'm going to give you experience for not playing, because I want you guys to keep coming back. I want you guys to keep having fun. I don't want you to feel like your character's getting overwhelmed. Now, 25 experience or 40 experience ain't going to make a huge dent if the other characters are going off for a whole journey and getting 200 and 300, 500 experience. But it's a little something for still staying in the game, you know.
Because your character did something.
Yeah, exactly. And depending on how long the journey, like if you guys went on an epically long quest, it was like forever long, and Lewis just couldn't make it. I'm not just going to say, 25 experience for the bike. I'll give you a night watch experience. I'll give I'll say, you did stuff, you did chores around or whatever. But here's the thing:
practice.
We're going to mix it up. It's not going to feel samey. Okay, there's going to be times where you guys might be on a journey and Lewis didn't start with you, and then Lewis comes in later. He got sent to say, the commandant thought, hey, I really think you should go find the others, or you guys could be in the middle of a journey and Lewis can go back to the school for supplies, or go back to the school for help, or something like that. We're gonna play it by ear, and it's gonna be different every time. That way, it doesn't feel samey.
I like that.
Are you guys interested in playing, or is it getting late?
I'd like to wrap it up.
You'd like to wrap it up?
I've been yawning for like the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, we just hit 3 hours.
That's good. Yeah, that's great. That's cool. So with that said, we will conclude that as a session 0. I think that's pretty cool because you guys actually did get some action in there a little bit.
Yeah.
And
we wrestled a rug.
We are all going to meet then on Tuesday, except for, I guess, Lewis. But I'm sure Lewis will be listening in. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be on the earphone and potentially jump in if I can.
Yeah. No pressure if you can't, man. I totally get it. You know, your family comes first, right? But it's great to have you. Like,
you can have him roll the occasional rando thing from the chat.
That's something I thought too. There are opportunities where he can be with you guys and just say something in the chat. Like, you know what I mean?
All decisions made.
Like all strands.
All strands.
Is he back?
No. He never
came
back.
I was gonna laugh. He just rolled up.
He just finally responds to earlier.
Yes, I take the bribe.
All right, so we'll chat a little bit backstage, but I'm going to go ahead and say good night to everyone. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys going through the whole Star Wars thing, and now that you got to see the Session 0. Wes, I hope you may have learned a thing or two about how doing a Session 0. Maybe it'll help you with yours. Sith Lordly, thanks for hanging out as always. Sean Miller, I look forward to bringing you in to play sometime.
I need another dwarf to balance this out.
Yeah, if Copy's here, I don't know.
Get a human.
We need some other. We have elves and we have dwarves. We need some other
no
dragonborns,
other races to join us as guests.
People only.
Half elf.
Half elf, half dwarf.
I've heard people do that.
Nice.
Yeah, right now the tallest member of our party is what, like 5'3"?
A dwelf.
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
5'2".
I rolled and got my height and my weight, and that's actually a pretty tall elf.
I'm as tall as I am wide.
All right. Well, with that said, everybody go catch Spine Ticks tomorrow. If you don't know what that is, then what are you really doing? You're going to catch Sparks' FOC show on Sunday. What time is that, Sparks?
2 p.m. Eastern.
All right.
FOC.
This
You're
guy
gonna go-
right here.
You guys are going to go
Live
catch Phil with Comics Talk Weekly. He's going to be on
Mr. Bean.
And you guys are going to check me out on PSA next week. I'm going to be on the PSA show. Well, I don't know if Sith's going to do that on the Spine Ticks channel, on the PSA channel, but that's where we talk about cards and things of relevance. But in the hour leading up to PSA, I'm going to be doing a stream with VK on my channel.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So
very cool.
Talking Star Wars?
We're going to talk cards and a little bit of Star Wars.
Nice.
Always Star Wars.
So with that said, later on, everybody.
Bye.